Broadcasting live from the Civic Media Studios in Green Bay, this is Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba, your inside source on everything entertainment from Wisconsin to Hollywood.
Whatever gets you through the night, it's all right.
And now, a guy who appreciates a nice hot meal at a fair price, Pete Schwaba.
Hey! Welcome to Nite Lite, ladies and gentlemen. It is finally Monday. Pardon me. And I am so excited to be back on the air. We've got so much to talk about tonight. So much happened over the weekend, especially here in Wisconsin. Those of you who are Packer fans, and there are many, we will try to bring a smile to your face tonight, try to cheer you up as the results from this weekend for Packer fans, Conrad included, were not great, and it was not a very good way to end the season. Now, I've made it very clear on the show that I'm a Bears fan, and yes, I'm happy about the win. And all I can tell you, you listening, Con?
I'm listening.
All right. This is what it's been like for the last 30 years as a Bear fan. So as much as I feel bad for you guys, I actually do because I've been on that side of it, and it was no fun. How are you doing, Con?
I'm doing all right.
Hanging in there?
I got the Wordle in 2 today, so that's good.
I've not done the Wordle yet. The one time the Wordle, I usually do a do for my first word. Mm-hmm. And in the past, audio is another one with 4 vowels. So I would do that. So I would switch back and forth. And about probably 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, I switched to a do, and the word was audio. So if I had guessed audio, I would have had it in one. Yeah. I'm sure that's been done before. But I've got a handful of 2s this year, or in the last couple months, I should say. But
I keep it the same every time, just in case that's happens.
Smart.
I will never change it.
Now I do a do all the time because I feel like they're going to make
it's
that.
going to do it.
Yeah, But when I do it, like my wife and my daughter, and if my son's around, we'll do it together, and we always pick a word and go from there. And I know that will be a do that time too when I pick the word like brick or something, So, but 2 is good.
I start with dream. That's my go-to word.
Oh, that's a good one.
Because I dream to get it in 1.
Very well done. And you also keep the S and the T. Like those are good go-to letters. But you also keep your S, keep your T, and there you go. I'm excited. Now knowing that you got it in 2, I usually do it with my wife when I get home at night, and I'll have to figure out.
Don't do dream. You can't switch up now.
That's true. Although I think you'd be a pal and tell me if it was a do, if that was the word.
Well, I'm not going to tell you what the word is.
All right, whatever. That is Conrad Krieger, folks, producing the show tonight. I am Pete Schwaba. It is great to have you with us. We have a really good show tonight. Some outstanding guests, a fun question. We will break down the events of the weekend. We'll talk a little Bears-Packers. We'll talk a little Golden Globe Awards. Maybe next hour we'll get to that. Some fun stuff happening. I didn't know that there was an ARP Awards, AARP. They give movie awards out. They already announced them over the weekend. We talked about that a little bit too, but the celebration, or the event, I should say, will be airing in late February. And it's kind of cool because they chose different, like I would say a lot of the films that have been chosen in the award shows so far are kind of repetitive. It's a lot of the same films. And the ARP Awards were not that. They had some different winners. Some that were nominated for the Golden Globes or Critics' Choice or whatever, but different winners, which was kind of fun. And I didn't even know that anybody can have film awards. Con, you could give out Conrad's Film Awards.
Yes, I could.
It might take you a while to get some traction.
Everything would be going to Marty Supreme.
My son Joe, who periodically will do movie reviews, he'll come on and give like a quick 5-minute movie review, saw Primate. So
that movie actually looks kind of scary, to be honest. Like, because the plot is that the ape gets
it's
rabies.
It's like a family pet.
Yeah, and
it gets rabies. And I thought I read where the whole family had to stay in the pool or something to protect themselves. I don't know.
Well, I saw that in the 3-minute commercial where I pretty much saw the whole movie.
Right, that's always fun. Yeah, but he liked it. He thought it was an amazing premise. He went with a group. That's a kind of fun movie, too, to see with a group, like Anaconda or something like that. But we'll probably have Joe on Tuesday or Wednesday, because I do want to hear about that movie. I said save it for the air. I don't want to hear about it too much because I think it'll be fun to talk about. So at some point, we'll talk about Primate. But Avatar #1 again at the box office.
I still haven't seen it.
Really?
I don't know. Well, this weekend I'll probably go because there's no Packer football. So.
No Packer football. So let's jump into that. Let's get the elephant out of the room so we can proceed.
Well,
and you know what? Connie Fellman is going to be here at 5:35.
yeah, she probably
Great
will
reporter.
say something about it too.
She'll have Packer thoughts. Mike Clemens is here at 6:10. Sherry Stoka, nutritionist, is here at 6:35. She is from Wisconsin. I believe still lives here. She might have thoughts. And then, at least in the last hour, one of our favorites, Rob Brackenridge, will be here with his good pal, Mike Merrifield. Both of them phenomenal stand-up comedians and Wisconsinites. So maybe we can go out on a laugh and put everybody at ease tonight. But there will be some Packer talk over the course of the show. It was crazy that was only the third time in over 100 years they met in the playoffs.
Yeah, and the Bears are 2-1 against us in the playoffs.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Well, how far are you going back for that other victory? Because the Packers beat the Bears in, was it 2010 or 2012?
2010.
2010.
When we won the Super Bowl.
I think that's the year Lovie Smith kind of rested his starters. And maybe the Packers would have won anyway, but the Packers won, and I think that got them into the playoffs. Is that true, or is that 2012 I'm thinking of? I don't know if it was the Super Bowl year or not. But anyway, that one hurt a lot. So we're 2-1 against the Packers in the playoffs. That's crazy. Yeah. All right.
And, it was a tough one, definitely, for sure. I mean, but it's like kind of how it went all year, basically.
Yeah.
In the second half, LaFleur plays down to his competition, and Ben Johnson has a crazy comeback win. Like, just how we've been seeing all year. It's just, it happened.
It has been an insane. I don't think it's been exciting for Bears fans with those comebacks. I don't think that's any way to live permanently in the NFL. Like, and I do think Ben Johnson is a little crazy going for it. I know.
I mean, those were crazy to go for, but
insane. But I know you don't trust your defense, but you're sending them a terrible message too, because they're a bunch of gritty guys. I know they're not a good defense. They have no pass rush. They can't stop the run, but to go for it, then at least punt it. Maybe the special teams guy fumbles it, or you get a takeaway. Or he's got to be a little crazy. And I don't understand, Conrad, this fight he's kind of picked with LaFleur.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just he wants to, the rivalry to continue, because it's like, I don't know. It's like that handshake at the end of the game was.
Oh my gosh!
It made me laugh a lot.
He looked a little crazy when he went in for the handshake, too, because he just took a header. One of his players knocked him over, and then he went and shook LaFleur's hand, and I'm sure LaFleur is still dealing with what just happened. But I don't know if they're going for a Mike, or if Johnson, I should say. And a lot of Bears fans are saying, oh, the Packers are trash-talking all week. I don't know if that's true or not. Is that where the Packers kind of...
This is the thing, is they said, oh, yeah, because last week it was like, we're either going to play the Eagles or the Bears. And then the Packers players were like, well, we want the Bears.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call that trash. Well, I mean, it's confrontative. I don't know if I'd call it trash talk.
Honestly, I would have played the Eagles after watching what they did last night.
Yeah, that was weird, too. Tell me, are the Chargers a bad team? Is Justin Herbert a good quarterback?
He has no time in the pocket ever. Like, it's like he gets the ball, and then there's already a guy right there.
That is insane.
Like, there's no O-line for him. Like, I saw the stat yesterday that 3 of his offensive linemen are rated last for offensive linemen.
Okay.
In the NFL.
Now, I know he was getting rushed, but this guy just seems like he's never won a playoff game.
Yeah.
He's got all the tools. He looks like a quarterback. He's tall. I just don't know if he's a good or not. You know what I mean? Like, everybody needs a line.
I mean, I think this could be like a Drew Brees kind of thing. He will.
Or they trade him? Harbaugh.
He'll go to another team and he'll be great.
Oh, speaking of crazy, Harbaugh is the type that would do something like that too. Here's what I do on. Okay, this is all right. So here's what happened. Saturday, we went to Chicago. I took my wife and my 2 kids. We met a couple family members down there and watched the game. And the game would have cost us, I should say, $2,500 minimum. And I go, if I'm not like, I was kind of I didn't think. The Packers were slightly favored. I'm like, I'm not going to go pay, and then if they lose, I'll be furious. Had I known the Bears were going to win, I would have paid. But who knows that? But so we just went to a bar. We got a great deal on a hotel. We went to a bar. Here's what, and I told you this before the show. I don't like fans that yell and try to emasculate NFL players while they're sitting on their fat butts in a sports bar. And I saw this in Chicago, and I saw this online with Packer fans. And all NFL fans do it. They use the word bitch, like they're yelling, like, sit down, you. Like, what are you doing? Like, you're not in the game. You're a fan. So to sort of denigrate a professional athlete, I mean, I get cheering, but I get uncomfortable with that. I get uncomfortable with the Ben Johnson LaFleur thing. These two guys are both like these clean-cut, good guys in front of the. I don't. It seems manufactured to me. In Johnson's doing, I will admit.
Yeah, I mean, so there's this thing called. I don't have it anymore. I wish I still did, but it's called a Packer brick. All right, and it's just it has it's like a pillow pretty much, but it's in the shape of a brick and has a Packers logo on it. And every time you get a little angry, you just chuck that thing at the TV instead of saying words, and it works.
It just gets your hostility out or whatever.
Yeah.
You see these terrible, there was a montage of reels of both sides of fans and people breaking TVs. I mean, get a grip. And I've been mad. But at the end of the day, and then I see kids, I felt a little bit worse about the win when I saw this Packer fan, this kid just start bawling. And I want to say to the parents, tell them it doesn't matter. It's not that important. But also, you're a kid. It was horrible to see that,
I mean, I definitely would, when I was younger, I'd cry over my team's losing.
Really?
But that's just because I love sports so much.
I did too, and I think it's gotten more important in our culture. I don't ever remember crying over something. It would hurt, if my team didn't win, but...
I seen a bunch of posts, on TikTok or Twitter. Yeah. It's probably these kids that have TikTok accounts. And they're I cried all night.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, my God.
You know what I did after the game? I was at my brother's. And I was planning just to stay at his house because it was late. And I was I want to go home. I sat in silence for a 30-minute ride home. Just thought about it.
That is so funny because that's what in this bar we were at, I hadn't been around other Bears fans in so long. And we just sat there we couldn't believe what we had just seen, especially after what happened. That's why I was thinking there's no way they're going to come back again because of what happened 3 weeks ago. It was shocking. I mean, it was I truly feel for Packer fans because I've been on that side of it many, many times against Aaron Rodgers, who tore our hearts out many times. But condolences to Packer fans. Congratulations to Bears. The rivalry is officially back. That's one thing is for sure. So
yes.
We know that.
And I'll say this: the one thing I saw yesterday that really made me happy was Matthew Golden finally getting a touchdown.
Oh yeah,
he looked great, and it's just I'm finally happy that he kind of took a jump just in the playoffs too, out of all things.
Well, maybe that's something we can mention to Mike Clemens too, who will be here to break down the game for us at 6:10. Connie Feldman coming up after news, sports, and weather, which is just 10 minutes away, folks. Sit tight. We are coming right back with the question of the night. It's Pete Schwaba and Nite Lite on the Civic Media Radio Network.
And it breaks my heart when a teardrop falls. I wanna cry, cry, cry alone. When you're feeling blue, I'm waiting just for you. Someone's living
I'm Pete Schwaba. This is Nite Lite. Happy Monday, everybody. Great to have you here. We've got a really fun week of guests coming your way this week, and a really fun night tonight. As I mentioned, Connie Fellman will be here after the news, which is coming up in just about 8 minutes. We've got news, sports, and weather. We'll talk to Connie about some of the things going on around here locally, and have a nice discussion with our friend. She's been on the show before, and we love when she joins us. And then after the top of the hour, Mike Clemens will be here at about 6:10, breaking down the Packer-Bear game. And then Sherry Stoka, nutritionist and Wayless MD founder here in Wisconsin. She will join us at 6:35. And we're going to ask Sherry how to shed those extra few pounds you might have put on during the holidays. Did you put weight on, Con, during the holidays?
I mean, yeah, I didn't work out for like 2 weeks,
Yeah.
so I probably... And I ate a bunch of good food, so...
I did read something not too far back where people say you'd be surprised how much weight you don't. Like, everybody kind of does that, I think. They stop working out for 2 weeks, they eat a lot, and they go, oh my God, I gained 20 pounds. It's really only like a pound or two that you can work off pretty quickly if you're like serious about it. So we will ask Sherry about that. I actually did put on 20 pounds, so I have lots to ask our friend Sherry. And then in hour number 3, Rob Brackenridge, Appleton-based, very funny stand-up comedian, and another, I believe this other gentleman is also from Appleton. I know he is a Wisconsin comedian. Mike Merrifield will be here. They're going to be here together because they're doing a football fundraiser for me in Marinette that I do every year, January 31st. These two outstanding comedians. The people of Marinette do not know what they are in for on January 31st. They're both going to be in the studio, so we'll get some laughs before we get out of here tonight. It'll be fun to have Rob, who we have on regularly, and Mike. It will be his first time on the show, so I'm excited to meet Mike. But that's a fun show. Right now, before we go any further, and before the news, let's get to the Nite Lite question of the night.
Let's talk about the question.
Okay, question.
Question. Question.
Pregunta.
Question.
Question.
Okay, I have a question. Questions? This question.
Domanda.
Question.
Question.
Questions.
Yesterday was National Sunday Dinner Day. What is your favorite tradition that involves food? What is your favorite tradition that involves food? I used to love Sunday dinners. We used to have them in my family a lot. We'd go out to my grandparents in the suburbs and have Sunday dinner every week. And that was a lot of fun. So I would say that would be mine, but I have a couple others. But let us know what your favorite tradition is that involves food. It could be a holiday dinner, hot dog eating contest, Joey Chestnut, whatever. Whatever floats your boat when it comes to food. 855-752-4842, 855-75-CIVIC. If you want to text us on the text line, you can also use the app, very easy to use. And if you're watching the radio tonight on YouTube, Facebook, or X, drop us a stream comment and let us know what your favorite tradition is that involves food. I'm just going to say, I'm going to come right out and say it. Foreplay. Really?
Explain?
I like eating a casserole off a woman's butt. No, I just, I was just trying to be silly, but I have a lot of it. I love, I don't think people really eat dinner as much together as they used to.
Oh.
I know it was tough to do in my family with my kids because they were so busy, and I think that's a challenge of a lot of families. But so I will just say a basic dinner, but I also love ordering food, specifically bad food, during what I like to call a sports contest.
That's a good one. Because,
Yeah.
I've had my fair share of bad food at watching football games, wings, pizza, that stuff. But I'd say my favorite thing is a nice hot dog at the ballpark.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah,
And-
yeah.
When I was younger, washing it down with a Pepsi, but now washing it down with a summer shandy.
There you go. That's a great one. Yeah, ballpark food or any, the other night, this bar we were at, the food wasn't great. So I kind of felt cheated. I'm in Chicago, a good food city. So we went to Portillo's, got a couple beef sandwiches way too late at night. So I would say watching, my favorite is probably, and I'll throw a movie in there too. Like if you go to Flick's Brew House in Madison, love getting a decent meal while you're watching a movie or during a game, whether you're watching it at home or like you said, Con, eating a hot dog at the ballpark. You cannot beat that. Those are great. How about a pancake breakfast?
I mean, that's great too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also say Taco Tuesday.
Oh, I saw you said that. Yeah, Taco Tuesday
I
on the social media.
I don't do it much often anymore, but like when in like in high school they'd do Taco Tuesday just for the lunches,
Absolutely.
or just after that. It's just Taco Tuesday is great. Going out to get a taco from a place
Yeah.
on Tuesday.
Could you leave your campus when you were in high school during lunch?
We senior year we could if we
Okay.
got like I forget what it was called, but yeah, we could.
A B average.
Yeah, this is open canvas. You could go out to eat for lunch or whatever, but there wasn't many options in Kewaskum.
That's kind of cool.
Subway, Dairy Queen, or McDonald's.
Those are your options in Key
Those
West?
were the options.
Man. And isn't it funny? Like, it was the same way in Marinette. I remember being in a bar and a woman saying, "Oh, we're getting an Arby's. I hope we get an Arby's." She was so excited. Like, when you're in these tiny towns, unless you get, a nice restaurant, that's what you hope for is fast food, but that is different, So let us know what your favorite way or what your favorite tradition is that involves food, folks. That is our question of the night. And we've got Connie Fellman coming up and the news coming up in just a couple minutes. I do have to say, Con, this was kind of funny. I know we've only got a few seconds here, but these guys in the train, these Packer fans sat right in front of us. There were these young guys having fun. They had energy drinks, shots, beer. And my son said they were doing Zins, like nicotine patch.
Mm-hmm.
What is your goal there? Would you even remember the game? One energy drink, I don't even think I'd. It's insane.
Sounds like a great night.
That's celebrating with food, though. That's a food tradition. All
Yeah,
right, we're coming right back.
guess.
News, sports, and weather is next. Connie Fellman is coming up at 5:35. I am so glad you're here, folks. It is Monday. Let's party. It's Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Eyes off of you. You'd be like heaven to touch. I wanna hold you so much.
I'm Pete Schwaba. This is Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba. It is so great to have you with me tonight, folks. Lots of fun stuff happening on the show. Connie Fellman, WGBW reporter, will be here in just a couple minutes. Mike Clemens after the top of the hour, and then we've got nutritionist Sherry Stoka at 6:35, and then two really outstanding comedians join me at 7:20 in the studio. Local fellows, Rob Brackenridge and Mike Merrifield. So there's your guest lineup. Our question of the night is, and I've thought about this too much. Yesterday was National Sunday Dinner Day. What is your favorite tradition that involves food? I said foreplay. Conrad said something much more wholesome. Taco Tuesday.
And a nice hot dog at the ballpark.
A nice hot dog at the ballpark. That's a good one, too. We will ask Connie Feldman what she thinks, too, when she joins the show. I saw this. This was kind of funny. 10 things we want to stop caring about in 2026.
Where's the Packers? Is that in number one? Or?
So how long will it take you? I will say when I was younger, like when I was your age, it took me longer to get over something. But like I said, we as Bear fans, we've had our hearts ripped out. And part of it was just this. Maybe this hurts more. You tell me what you think. But Aaron Rodgers was just a better player than anybody we had. So even though it looked like we had the game in the bag, Rodgers would come down and win and throw a touchdown, and then he would trash talk and say his stuff. But he was a better player. It was, you know, these two teams are pretty even. They've had a lot of injuries, certainly the Packers as of late. But I don't know.
I think Micah Parsons is the best player on that field, you know, when he's healthy at all times. But
right,
that's just how it goes. And now I'm just, I didn't have too much expectations going to this game just because how many injuries and just lost 4 in a row.
Yeah, but you guys got a lot of players back, which had to, I mean, Jordan Love looked really sharp.
He looked great.
He looked great during the game. So he's obviously all healed up.
Yes, and I forgot. Okay, top 10 things to stop caring about.
The Packers is your number one. So we got a text on the stream, too, from my pal Alan Martin, who says, glad to hear you're still a Bears fan, Pete. That game could have gone to either team. Yeah, that's a diplomatic way of looking at it. It was just one of those games you can't. You know what, Con? It's you can't believe it happened after what happened 3 weeks ago. That's what's so crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Also on the stream, Stacy Sue answering our question of the night. She says, I have fond memories of my Swedish grandmother and her Swedish Christmas cookies. They were delicious, so every Christmas I make her cookies. Oh, that's nice, Stacy Sue. What are Swedish Christmas cookies?
I don't know, Stacy Sue. You should maybe send some.
Yeah, send us a recipe if you want.
Send us the samples.
Well, let's figure that out. But thank you for the text either way, Stacy Sue. And we've got Connie Feldman coming up in just a moment. She will be here live and in person, and she's very demanding. She said she'd like to be flown in for her appearance, and she wants a per diem, and we gave that to her, and now she's here. So we will talk to her in just a moment. But, yeah, I want to get to this, Con, because there are things that you people don't want to stress about in 2026. And the first one, I'll just tease you with this, responding to texts as soon as possible. One person said they intentionally wait now because they don't want to establish an expectation. And that makes sense to me. I'm, because my kids were like that for a long time. They would have to respond right away. And I hate that expectation. I couldn't do it. You respond right away, or do you give a cushion there? Depends
on the person. Like, if it's you, I'll probably wait 2 days or something.
Yeah. I've noticed.
If it's my parents, I'll text them back.
Do you get right back to them?
Well, of course.
Yeah. Paula and Steve, always nice to get a text back from Conrad. All right, here's number 10. Things you can't control. There's no use stressing over stuff you can't do about anything, but it's a tough one. Everyone does it. That is the one thing I try to teach my kids is like, if you can't control it, take it off your plate.
Yeah.
If it's something like you're late, that's on you, whatever. But if it's out of your control, it is wasted worry. Number 9, buying a house. It's gotten so hard, a lot of people would rather stop stressing and just be happy where they are. I always thought I was going to be a renter. Honestly, I never had I didn't desire, it wasn't even a cost thing as much as it was, I didn't want to do the upkeep. I didn't want to garden, cut grass. It's just not my thing.
Yeah, I mean, I like renting. It's pretty nice. The last 3 places I've lived at, I haven't had a shovel. The place before
That's
that,
huge.
they made a shovel though, so that was cool.
They made you shovel?
It was in
As
the
part of
lease.
the-
It was in the lease.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah, we had to split duties with like our upstairs neighbors.
That's
It was a
terrible.
house in Milwaukee, you know.
So then you argue like over whose turn it is? Hey, I
Pretty
shoveled
much.
last week.
Well, pretty much we did it all the time because the people upstairs did. We're like, well, I thought it was your turn. I'm just like, I'm just gonna get it done, just so no arguing, and we just get it done.
That would be a deal breaker for me. I don't think I would move into a
What am I
place
supposed to do? You know, it's like, yeah, well, this place is open and it's cheap enough that 2 college kids can live in.
And you bench to probably back then even more, so you can handle
No,
the
I
shoveling.
didn't. I benched less then because I didn't work out all the time.
That's because you didn't shovel.
In college, I never wanted to go to the gym.
Steve, Conrad's dad checks in. This is good. I'd love to hear from Packer fans, guys. Tell me what you're thinking. Steve says there's no doubt about it. The Pack will be back. Hopefully, we will hire a new kicker. That's probably a consensus, right?
Yeah, I want the substitute teacher back.
Well, that's terrible. But the LaFleur, I think, is safe. You know what? Let's ask a true pro about what she thinks. Whether she has inside information or not, I don't know. But Connie Fellman is here now in the studio. She does great work here at WGBW and throughout Civic Media on the network. She's one of our pals. She's been here before, and she joins us now in studio to talk about all things Connie. How are you?
I'm great.
It's good to have you here. Did you have to come back? Because you're here all day, right?
I
Then you have to
am,
come
I
back to
am.
be on the show. See, I was thinking you'd like hang around
I
and it
kinda-
wouldn't be heavy lifting for you to do this.
Well, I thought about it, but then I actually took off early because I'm like, I'm coming back tonight. So.
We are on the air, so if you took off early, I don't want you to get in trouble. I don't want you to just put...
I think I'm okay.
Okay. You could say you're covering a story or something.
I spend plenty of hours here. I think I'm just fine.
How are you tonight? How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm over it. You know, I kind of over the Packers loss. This morning was a little rough for me. You
Yeah.
know, Dan was talking about it, and I'm like, I don't think I'm ready to talk yet. But
Really? You kind of have to be, though, right, with what you do?
yeah,
Where did you watch the game on Saturday night?
at home,
At home. Okay.
which was unusual.
With your husband
Yeah,
or a group?
the whole family
Nice.
was home, which was really unusual.
You know, I part of me is like, I told Conrad earlier, as a Bear fan, I've
That's
had my
great.
heart literally ripped out of my chest so many times over the last 25 years. Like, you know, you guys, and this is like, usually though, it was easy for me to stomach because you guys had better players. Aaron Rodgers was better, Brett Favre. We've never had a quarterback.
You do now.
Yeah, he's definitely a
Yep.
playmaker. I wish he didn't have to wait. He kind of drives me a little crazy. I don't think I can live like this much longer. But what do you do after a loss like that? What would you tell other Packer fans? I know for me, I would just watch a movie. I would try to put sports out of my head when my team lost. But how do you deal with it?
I don't know. That's a good question because I don't very well. I kind of obsess about it. Talk
you're
about
that big a
things
fan.
that
Wow.
you can't control.
Yeah,
You can't control it.
you can't control it.
It's
Exactly.
a
That's a
game.
great point.
You know, you got to move on.
Right.
But yeah, you know, and especially games like just even this last one, up until 10 seconds to go, there was still a chance.
Right.
You know, and I always believe they can do it.
And I'll tell you this: the trauma I have as a Bears fan was always Rodgers always did it. He got it
Yep.
done.
Yep.
And they had all those plays, and you know, Love's had a great game.
Yeah.
His numbers were incredible. I thought, well, there's no way we're going to hold him for 4 plays just because of what had happened in the past. It's trauma. It's sports trauma. It's not even important, and it bothers me that I care. But that's what happens, right?
Did you hear about Terry Barr did a story today about the rehash of Packers Bears games kind of turns into sports therapy, you know, because you kind of got to talk it out.
You got to talk.
You got to talk it out.
Well, that's what we're doing right here tonight. It's great to have you here. What do you have? Yesterday was National. I can't think of the food traditions. Yesterday was
Sunday dinner day.
Sunday dinner day.
Oh,
What is your favorite tradition that involves food? And it could be a sporting event. I said that's one of my favorite things to do is just order pizza or wings or nachos or something and watch sports.
you know, well, it's a food tradition, I guess. We I host Thanksgiving dinner every year up
Yeah.
at our cabins.
Oh, nice.
So, which sounds really quaint and comfy
Yeah.
and cozy, but there is the issue. Like this past year, the power went out. I had
boy.
two 15-pound birds I had to keep cold, but I didn't want to put them outside because there's bears. Just the fiascos I've gone through to do this cozy, quaint tradition is hysterical.
Oh, that's funny.
But it is. It's
That's
a
a
great
great
place.
one.
Then
And-
everybody
and-
can come to me. There's not all that driving around on Thanksgiving. I'll be at the cabin with a bird in the oven. Come if you're able.
And you seem like one of those people that likes to feed other people. That you just
I
get
do.
joy in providing. That's
I
so
do.
cool. That's fun. All right, so what is happening? Connie Feldman is here, by the way, folks. She is a reporter here at WGBW. You hear her work here or in the southern part of the state. She does outstanding work here, just covering the news. What is going on? What do we need to know about? Anything happening locally? Or
Well, there is, but I'm trying to think of some more lighthearted stuff because
Yeah.
what's happening right now are a lot of ICE protests.
yeah, in Green Bay here.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
all around. But
Yeah.
in Green Bay, the interesting thing about Green Bay is they've doubled in size in just the past week.
Really?
There are a couple dozen folks out, I think, the night of the shooting in Light Park, and then the last one this last weekend on Sunday. There were hundreds of people there. And now there's a notice going out from the Oneida business people that for tribal members to make sure you keep your tribal ID handy.
Jeez.
So that's not lighthearted. But
That's not
kinda-
lighthearted, but that's
the
what's-
news.
That's what's happening, and I'm proud of myself because I didn't make a joke about people liking warm drinks when you said ice protest. So I'm a fan. But you know what? I've grown up, Connie. I don't think that's appropriate, so I don't say that kind of stuff anymore.
It reminds me of Europe.
Europe?
Yeah, you've been to Europe.
I have not been to Europe.
Oh, okay.
No.
Well, they serve your beer warm, and if you order soda or water, it's served
warm.
room temperature,
No
and they don't
kidding.
give you a lot of ice.
What do you make of that?
I think it's conspiracy is what I think.
I want to ask you, and maybe we'll do this after the break because I know we don't have too much time with you, so I want to maximize it. But you have recently, and we'll do this after a very short break, folks. But Connie shared this great story with me recently when I had Steve March Torme on the show. And Steve came in, and he's Mel Torme's son. He's this famous, he's a Nepo baby, basically. And he grew up in Manhattan and then in Beverly Hills, and now he lives in Appleton. We had such a fun time, and you shared this outstanding story with me about your interaction with him, and I put it down
And
right
you blew
where I
it
wouldn't
off.
see it.
Totally blew it
I
off.
did, but it wasn't intentional.
It
Like,
must not have been that fantastic.
I finished my other questions and put them down on top of the story, and then after the show, I'm like, "Oh God, you're such a numbskull, Pete." So we will we'll talk to Connie about that. She can share that story with us. Let us know, folks, if you want to vent about the Packers. That's okay. If you want to answer tonight's question, which is, "What is your favorite tradition that involves food?" That's fine as well. Brett from Brown Deer says, growing up every Sunday, my mom had 2 iron skillets, and she would fry chicken for dinner. That's my favorite tradition. That's a great tradition. It can be anything, folks. Share. Be part of the fun. We are coming right back with Connie Feldman and her Steve March Torme story. That's coming up next. It's Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba on the Civic Media Radio Network. Welcome back. This is Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba. Our question of the night is, yesterday was National Sunday Dinner Day. What is your favorite tradition that involves food? Barb from Waukesha says Valentine's Day because I can always count on a delicious steak at Bartolotta's. That's a Milwaukee, I think. That's a Milwaukee steakhouse. I've heard it's fantastic. Great text, Barb. Thank you. Keep those texts coming. Folks, we will read them on the radio. Right now, we've got a few more minutes with our pal, reporter here at WGBW and for Civic Media, Connie Philman. I say that, but you've done like kind of everything in media, haven't you?
I have.
Yeah.
I started out years, and I've been at every station in Green Bay except for Channel 2. Started at 26 before 26 had news.
Really?
And before they were, NBC. They were Fox back then. But I wrote commercials. I wrote and produced commercials. So, and then I went to news from there. And then, funny thing about the Steve March Torme story has to do with, well, I don't want to give it away. But
well, let's jump into it. Let's, we know that you're qualified at what you do. We don't have to rehash that. We've talked about that before. But yeah, tell us. Steve March Torme, for those of you just joining us, is the son of Mel Torme and the stepson of Hal March.
Yeah.
So two famous father figures. I'm not sure what his mom did. We didn't really cover that. But so he's had a really interesting life. Born in Manhattan, raised in Beverly Hills. He's been in Appleton now for 20 years, maybe?
Yeah.
Something like that. Married a girl from Appleton, lives here. Great guy. He was so much fun. I had him in the studio. He sang the Christmas song that his dad made famous.
I know.
And you had a story that I alluded to right before the break, and I just dropped the ball. I spaced out and did not share it with him. But I would love it if you told it. It's such a fun story.
Well, it was funny because I was such a huge fan geek over him. Because I'm a musician, and if you're a musician, the son of Mel Torme, and I love big band music. I love and as a result, I go to this music camp. Yep, it's a band camp up in the North Woods.
Okay.
But they bring in these musicians from L.A. and New York. Long story about that. The guy's married to a woman whose family owns this resort. Anyway, so Steve March Torme was our guest artist one night. And I was so starstruck to be playing behind him and then to be standing next to him at the bar we were ordering. And the bartender comes up. And I'm trying to be all cool, because I'm standing next to Steve March Torme. And she says, wait, I know you from somewhere. And I look over at Steve, and waiting for him to answer. And she says, you're that gal on TV.
Oh, funny.
And he looks at me. And I'm thinking, well, I've been on the news for, about 15 years. I was broadcasters probably from that. Then she comes back and she says, you're that girl that does the shoe commercials. And he looks, and I'm trying to be all funny and self-deprecating, and I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of a big deal up in these parts. And look at him, and he's like, yeah, apparently so. I was so embarrassed.
But you thought at first they were talking to him.
Of course.
Yeah.
Because she still has no idea who he is. She thinks I'm a big shot because I do shoe commercials in Green Bay.
How'd you score the shoe commercials?
And that's a funny story.
Okay.
Because I took a break from TV to raise our daughter. I was at Fox 11 for about 10 years. My husband was there. He still works there. He's been there 48 years.
Oh, wow.
I was visiting him. I walked through the studio where they were shooting a Rogan's shoe commercial because they used to produce them there. I used to write them, actually, back at 26.
Really?
Anyway, after I left, apparently they went to my husband and said, oh, you know what? We've been looking for a spokesperson for Rogan's. Would Connie be interested? Ask her. And
She's got outstanding feet. We got to have her.
I had a foot double because I don't have outstanding feet. And they did some sandals. Anyway, I had been out of news because to me, there's a big conflict of interest had I wanted any future in news as a journalist.
Yeah, right.
You don't want to be a paid spokesperson. But anyway, I did those commercials for about 12 years. And when they ran on every station, back to back, all the time. And more people to this day recognize me from Rogan's shoe commercials.
No kidding.
Than from however 15 years as a journalist on television in Green Bay.
You out-celebritied Steve March Torme, it sounds like.
Well, in the North Woods, maybe I did, yeah.
What was it like when you said, okay, I'll do this? And then they saw your feet and they said, ooh.
They didn't ever see my feet.
Oh, they just knew who they wanted for that.
They said, "Are you comfortable in sandals? We're going to shoot a thing." And I said, "Actually, nope, I'm not. I got gnarly feet. I was a dancer."
Oh,
you know?
Right. Okay.
So the grip at the time, who was also, I think she's the promotion manager at
Whipped them
Channel.
off and showed her dogs?
Oh, no, she's like, "I'll do it."
Wow. Oh, that's so funny.
And she had beautiful feet. Thank you, Donna.
Thank you, Donna. How long ago was that now?
Oh, that had to be mid 2012, maybe.
Okay.
I did them from 2008 till I went back into television.
Great run.
But I had so many different sets of kids during that time. They used to give me like a different set of kids for each commercial. I'm like, you guys are really making me look a little bit like the Rogan shoe mom that kind of kept around.
I don't think anybody thought that about
I don't
you,
think
Connie.
anybody-
You have a very newsworthy, a trustworthy face, as they say in news. And I think we hear that in your voice now on radio. I really want you to tell me about Song Sung Blue. We've got about a minute before we have to bail for the news. Mike Clemens is coming up. Can you stay for a few minutes after the news?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, and you're
Absolutely.
welcome to stay and hang with Mike. Mike Clemens is the guy for Packer fans, I think, to have and listen to him.
yeah.
Because, he's so great. So
Yeah, he is.
We'll do this. We'll talk to Connie when we come back. We'll hear your thumbnail sketch review of Song Sung Blue. And real quick, in about 30 seconds, the accent, did they get that? Or
I thought they nailed it.
Okay.
I thought Kate Hudson sounded exactly like my stepmother.
Wow. That's funny. Did she bird dog your stepmom and try to copy the... All right, Connie Fellman is here, folks. We love her work here at WGBW and Civic Media. We're coming right back after news, sports, and weather. And Mike Clemens will be here as well. We'll keep talking Packers Bears. Sherry Stoka, nutritionist and founder of Wayless MD, is going to tell us how we can shed those couple holiday pounds we might have put on. That's at 6:35. And two really funny guys, Rob Brackenridge and Mike Merrifield, will be here in hour number 3. It's Pete Schwaba and Nite Lite on the Civic Media Radio Network.
And timeless hits, WGBW, Denmark, Green Bay.
ABC News, I'm Mike Dabusky. Markets closed the day somewhat calmer than how they started as investors reacted to the news that Fed Chair Jerome Powell is facing a criminal investigation from the Justice Department. Powell says it's over comments he made to Congress about renovation efforts at the Fed, but also raised concerns the Trump administration is trying to pressure him to lower interest rates. Minnesota and Illinois, alongside the cities of Chicago, Minneapolis, and St. Paul, are suing the Department of Homeland Security and the Trump administration. Those areas have seen a surge of federal immigration troops in recent months, and last week, Renee Good was shot and killed by an ICE agent. Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey.
We are not asking ICE not to do ICE things. We are asking this federal government to stop the unconstitutional conduct that is invading our streets each and every day.
And 15,000 nurses in New York City went on strike today. This is ABC News. A former police officer with the Uvalde school system is back in court this week. Adrian Gonzalez is accused of not doing enough to stop the shooter who opened fire on Robb Elementary School in 2022, killing 19 students and 2 teachers. ABC's Peter Haralambous is in Corpus Christi, Texas, with more.
I've spoken to a few former prosecutors. The way they looked at this case is that prosecutors are trying to really show the severity of this, the toll the death toll that took place, how tragic this was for teachers, for the victims, for the families of those victims. All of that to make the point that someone should bear responsibility for this beyond just the shooter, that police officers who responded like Gonzalez bear some criminal responsibility and should be held accountable.
Defense attorneys, meanwhile, say the shooter was active and dangerous and that Gonzalez did everything he could. Apple now says Google's artificial intelligence text will power the next version of Siri, their voice assistant. I'm Mike Dabusky, ABC News.
You're a storyteller, negotiator, artist, innovator. Whatever your passion, whatever your skills, behind the scenes or in front, you belong here. A career in broadcast media. Local radio and TV stations in every town and city need someone like you. So do what you love and bring your talent to life. Your passion, your skills, your career. You belong here. Learn more at youbelonghere.media.
We've all felt left out. And for people who move to this country, that feeling lasts more than a moment. We can change that. Learn how at belongingbeginswithus.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Every 15 seconds, someone is diagnosed with cancer. If it's happened to you or someone you love, the American Cancer Society can help at every step of the journey. Visit cancer.org today.
I'm meteorologist Mace Michaels. Cloudy tonight, a slight rain chance, and a low in the low 30s. Partly sunny and warm again tomorrow, but breezy, a high near 40. Colder on Wednesday. High temperatures drop back into the 20s, and it'll be breezy throughout the day. Skies partly cloudy. Right now it's 33.
The Elder Care Locator is here to help you live your best life as you age at home. Our call center advisors are ready to connect you with trustworthy local experts. Help is just a phone call away at 1-800-677-1116.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Being blind doesn't look how others may think.
Retinitis pigmentosa aimed to overwhelm my family.
It tried to cut me down. I know where to find support.
Learn more at fightingblindness.org, a public service message from the Foundation Fighting Blindness.
Broadcasting live statewide from the Civic Media Studios in Green Bay. This is Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba, your inside source on everything entertainment from Wisconsin to Hollywood. And now, a guy who binge watches TV for a living but doesn't get paid, Pete Schwaba.
Sad but true, I am so underpaid when it comes to watching color television. Folks.
You got the big bucks, man.
You think I make the big bucks?
Yes.
You haven't seen my bank account. I was never a shoe model or a spokesman for a major shoe store. So like Connie Feldman. That's the voice of Connie Feldman, who is
second fare, half off.
Yeah, she's decided to, not decided, I invited her to stick around for a few minutes and hear Mike Clemens' breakdown of the Bears and Packers, which will be coming up momentarily. If you missed the first hour of the show, you missed Connie Feldman telling her Steve March Torme story and her story about how she has bad feet because she was a dancer.
That's right.
I wish I had that excuse. And we talked about a lot of fun stuff. We broke down the Bears-Packers game a little bit, and Conrad got to vent a bit. But go to civicmedia.us, folks, if you want to hear the first hour of the show. It is cataloged there in podcast form. And it's a fun night. It's a great night here, a great Monday to be here with us at Nite Lite. Our question of the night is, What is your favorite food tradition? I'm sorry. What is your favorite tradition that involves food? And this is in honor of yesterday because it was National Sunday Dinner Day. Did you ever have Sunday dinners?
We did when I was growing up.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what about now with your daughter and your husband? You guys, is it hard to connect?
When my daughter was home,
Okay.
she's in college now. When she was home, yeah, I made dinner at home with the family a priority every night.
Yeah, really?
Yep.
God, I wish, we did that sometimes, but because when I was a kid, it was the same thing too. We sat and had dinner together. It was
Yeah.
like a sacred time.
That's when you connect. That's
Yeah.
when yeah.
And I would come home and, even if we had, I was in theater and sports and all that kind of stuff, my mom would have a plate put in the fridge for me. And now I'm just like, go to Taco Bell. I'm not nearly the parent my parents were, but no, I'm just kidding. But let us know, folks, what is your favorite tradition that involves food? 855-752-4842, 855-75-CIVIC. You can also text us on the app. Or if you're watching the radio on YouTube, Facebook, or what's the other one, Con? X? Live?
Yeah, X.
Okay. Drop us a stream comment, and we'll read that on the radio as well. Great night here. Great guest. Mike Clemens is about to join us and break down the game from Saturday night. We've got Sherry Stoka, the founder and chief health strategist at Wayless MD. She's a excellent nutritionist. She's going to join us at 6:35. We'll talk some dietary stuff and nutrition, and then two very funny Wisconsinites will be here. Mike Merrifield and Rob Brackenridge will join me at 7:20 in Act 3. They're doing a stand-up comedy show up in Marinette on the 31st, and they're coming in to talk about it. It's going to be a blast. They are both nationally touring headliners, been on TV, had their own specials. They will be here at 7:20 tonight in the studio, and I cannot wait to have them here. So lots of all Wisconsin-based guests tonight. Have you guys realized that?
I wanted to ask about your nutritionist.
Yeah.
Is she the one? You had a nutritionist on a while back,
Yeah.
and I was listening, and I felt like there was nothing I could eat. I can't eat anything.
Well,
can you ask her what can you eat?
yeah, I know what you're saying because I go back and forth too. I was a vegan for a while. I didn't do meat for a while, and I had a lot of energy. And then people said, "Oh no, you got to cut the carbs." And then so I did the protein, and it's they change things all the time. It seems like.
Well, and everything was so processed, and I don't know.
She's excellent though. Sherry does a great job.
Okay.
And she's helped people lose weight.
I'm going to text in and see
Yeah.
what I can eat if it's the same person. It might be someone different.
I think it's probably her. And we're going to talk about Ozempic is available in pill form now. So I don't know if you knew that.
I did not.
Okay. Well, it's pretty big, and it tastes like a pizza. So
yum. I'm into that. Let's go.
I dropped that joke last week. I thought I was pulling gold out here, and I got nothing.
Well,
Conrad sat there silently. Zommers, I was in Madison. They're just looking at me like, whatever. So, Con, how we doing? Do we have Mike? Not Mike yet? Okay, we don't have Mike. So you can tell us about Song Sung Blue, this great movie set in Wisconsin. It's a based on a true story about a couple in Milwaukee that formed a Neil Diamond tribute band called Lightning and Thunder.
Yes.
Correct?
Yeah.
Tell us about what you thought of the movie. I'm ashamed I haven't seen it yet.
Well, I had a preconceived notion, I'll admit, going in because I thought it was going to be a real cheeseball thing. They're impersonators, and to me, it was outstanding.
Really?
It was just the perspective of someone who's a performer and has such a passion. And the way, Hugh Jackman's voice to sound like Neil Diamond can't be a hard voice to duplicate. And speaking of voices, Kate Hudson, I thought she nailed the Wisconsin accent. It wasn't too heavy, but it was there. And it's a beautiful, touching story. I was bawling. Bawling at the end. Yes.
I've heard there are some really heartfelt moments. There are some funny moments.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen it. I'm ashamed because I love Neil Diamond's music, and I really I will say I like Hugh Jackman enough. I'm not really a Wolverine guy. I don't go see those movies typically. Kate Hudson, I loved her in Almost Famous. She is, speaking of Steve March Torme, she's a Nepo baby to like the 10th degree with Kurt Russell and Carrie Goldie Hawn as her folks. But she doesn't just take any gig to do it.
Right.
She's really selective, and maybe that's where being a Nepo baby helps. You just don't have to work all the time, and you're a little more selective in your roles. But I've heard she's great and might get an Oscar nod.
Well, and Did she do all her own vocals? Because if she did, that's I heard
heard that
recently
she
that
did.
she's launching more of a musical career.
Really?
She was outstanding.
Huh.
And she was imitating Patsy Cline, which is not easy to do, but the vocals were
Man.
phenomenal.
I need to launch more of a music career.
I think you do.
You think it's too late for
I'll
me?
back you up. Me and Steve March Torme will hit the road.
Yeah, because you can sing. Tell us about your, before you were in broadcasting, you were, like you said, very musical.
I was, yeah. I still am. I just I don't have time for it as much as I
Yeah.
used to. But yeah, I had a band. I had
You had a band.
we had a chick band, Chick Trip.
Wow.
Um,
Chick Trip?
Chick
That's
Trip.
what it was called?
It was the takeoff of Cheap
I
Trick.
love that.
Yeah. All female band. More than that, I'm a trumpet player.
Okay.
Played, locally in a lot of different community bands, jazz bands, things like that.
How come trumpet players don't get the love? Like Chuck Mangione. Was there only room for one trumpet player in the whole? Like the guy was a star. I couldn't name another trumpet player. Well, Dizzy Gillespie. I mean, some of the famous, but who's touring that's like, hey, come see this trumpet player at the Resch Center.
Chris Body.
But I don't know him. But you know that world better.
And trumpet players will hate me for saying this, but if you know trumpet players, they don't, because they don't get enough credit because they give it all to themselves.
Yeah.
Trumpet players are kind of known for being,
Self-righteous or
they're-
arrogant.
Yeah, I mean, it's a loud, high instrument, and you got to have have some fortitude to stand up and play it.
Absolutely. Are you a Kenny G fan?
No.
No? How
No.
come? You draw the line of trumpet? You don't?
That's more of a smooth jazz thing, which
You don't
isn't
like
my
the smooth?
No.
You like that jarring kind
I
of?
like big band. I like jazz. But not elevator
It's
music.
hard to go. Okay. I'm with you. I was not a huge, I had friends going to see Kenny G, and I was like, and listen, I am accepting, I accept everybody. I don't judge. I never look down on friends but I had a group of guys that were kind of guys like, going to see Kenny G at the Park West. I'm like, are you? I thought they were kidding. I'm like, why would you go see him? Like, even if it's on your car, he had a couple songs. I'm like, yeah, I'd listen to this in the car, but maybe they thought it was a good place to meet girls. I don't know. Women loved him, right? He was like the Michael Bolton of saxophone playing.
But the other music thing recently, Bob Weir died over the weekend.
Yeah, I saw that.
I was a big Deadhead, so I can like Neil Diamond, but still like the Grateful Dead. And
You're a Deadhead. You don't seem old enough to be a Deadhead.
I was a late blooming Deadhead,
Okay.
and I was in a college sorority trying to be a hippie, and it didn't work. But
All right, so your Connie Fellman is here. She does covers news here at WGBW, and for Civic Media, she's here in the studio with us. We talked a little bit about what's happening in the community. We dipped our toe in the Packer talk, and we heard your great Steve March Torme story. What is the mood, would you say, if you know this, of the community? The Packers usually at least play a couple weeks into January.
Yeah.
It ended a little soon this year. What does that do? And I told Conrad, even though they're not my first team, it's fun to talk about. I'm part of this community, even though I'm a Bears fan. I like talking about this stuff. What is the mood of the community right now?
the mood is hushed a little bit.
Okay.
But I think the great thing about Packer fans, as opposed to, let's just say, some other teams, I think, they are Packer fans do or die. I think there's a lot of frustration now because it's not the first time we got to the playoffs and stopped there.
Right.
So they're looking to see, okay, what's going to happen with Coach LaFleur? What's going to happen with... but I think they're standing behind their team. There's some talk about some people not as nuts about Jordan Love as they were a little while ago, which I think is unfounded. And he's following up Aaron
Two
Rodgers.
Hall of Famers, yeah. I can't figure that out either. Like, if you look at Love's numbers, maybe he doesn't have the quite, or I don't know that Aaron Rodgers had it immediately, but the clutch gene, like Rodgers developed it, certainly against the Bears.
Yeah.
And Love the other night at least proved that he's not quite there yet. But man, his numbers are as good as any quarterback in the league.
Well, and he doesn't have Micah Parsons protecting him either.
Right. That's true.
Or not protecting him.
But, protecting offense
yes,
through defense.
You know what I mean.
Absolutely, I do. And what about LaFleur? And Con, we talked about this a little bit before, but there are coaches that every year, Mike Tomlin, John Harbaugh, And I think that's a big reason. Like, people saw that Harbaugh got fired. They thought, is LaFleur on the hot seat if he didn't win? But I mean, I think he's a good coach. What do you think?
I think so too. I think he's a good coach. I think he's a good guy.
Yeah.
And I think we got the cutest coach in the league, so that's important.
Have
you seen those T-shirts? Our coach is hotter than your coach.
What you don't think Jim Harbaugh's a looker?
Mm.
No. What about Mike Vrabel? Got that guy, that iron jaw.
I have no idea.
You don't care.
No.
You're just a homer.
I'm a Packer fan, man.
Are you a sports fan in general, outside of the Packers or Wisconsin sports?
Not really.
No?
Not outside of the Packers and Wisconsin sports, like you said.
That's what I love about Green Bay. And Wisconsin too.
Yeah.
A lesser degree, but mostly Green Bay because the team is here. It is a community event.
It's a culture.
It's a sport, but it's also people that don't give two craps about football care about the Packers and they want to watch the game. It's an event.
Yeah.
Right?
It is an event. It's just, it's got such a beautiful storied history.
Yeah.
That's what makes the Packers story so cool.
Aside from Song Sung Blue, Packers games, what are you watching? You watching anything you could recommend? A binge? You binge watch anything?
Well, right now, actually, I'm binging. It was recommended to me, Monarch of the Glen. Because
I've heard of that.
Because my daughter's going to Scotland and we're going to go visit her. So I was, looking all this. And it's really, it's got a bit of a cheese to it. I don't think anybody beyond Gen X should be watching it.
Okay.
But what I have binged in the past, which I've, what is it, Made?
Made?
No.
Mask?
No, Made.
No, Made.
That was awesome. Breaking Bad was
sure,
great.
yeah.
24 back in the day.
Loved 24. I don't
Yeah.
think I could sit through it now because of the commercials and the. It doesn't quite hold up, but I'm with you. I love that was like a streamer show before streaming.
Yeah.
Connie, thank you so much.
Thank
You're
you for
always
having
fun
me.
to have on. So
Thank
let's
you
do this
so much
again.
for having me.
Come back and tell another celebrity story.
I will.
Okay. Someone that you're more of a celebrity than. All right, Connie Feldman, listen to her here at WGBW. She is great. We are coming back to read your texts. It's Pete Schwaba and Nite Lite on the Civic Media Radio Network.
From Hobart to Bay Settlement, 97.9 WGBW.
This is a message for your dog. Pet Supplies Plus in Swamico has a brand new store featuring treats, balls, toys, and food. Go for a walk through the store and spoil yourself at the new grooming salon and expanded dog wash. And yes, they have supplies for other pets too, even cats.
America is kept safe because the Army National Guard responds, protects, and supports our nation when it needs them most. The Army National Guard responds to disasters such as wildfires and floods. They protect us with missile defense, cybersecurity, and civilian support teams for chemical, biological, and radiological hazards. Be there for your community and your country. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about part-time service. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Army National Guard. Aired by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association and this station.
Doctors Without Borders is delivering life-saving medical care where it's needed most in communities around the world. From bandaging war-wounded patients in Sudan to providing clean drinking water in Haiti, we're in more than 70 countries worldwide, bringing patients from sick to recovering, from emergency to aid, from crisis to care. This life-saving care is made possible by a global movement of supporters like you. Thank you.
Out here in the middle of these acres, it can feel like you're the only person on Earth. That's how it feels when you're struggling with your mental health. But you don't have to feel alone. Find more information at loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
Reading aloud to children sharpens their listening skills, expands their vocabularies, and nurtures a lifelong love of reading. That's why Reading is Fundamental, the nation's leading children's literacy nonprofit, offers free monthly read-alouds by popular authors through its Rally to Read program. Visit rallytoread.org to watch the read-alouds and discover exciting reading activities for school and home. Visit rallytoread.org today.
I was stuck in a state of panic and endless rituals, so I made the call.
Mental health care works when you make the call. Visit mentalhealthcareworks.org. A message from the American Psychiatric Association.
and it is great to have you here on this Monday, folks, wherever you're joining us from around our beautiful state. It is outstanding to come together and talk about the things we love, movies, TV, comedy, music. We've got it all. And tonight, coming up in hour 3, Rob Brackenridge, very talented Appleton-based comedian, will be here with his pal, Mike Merrifield, who is also a very talented, outstanding comedian who I know is from Wisconsin, but we'll learn more about Mike. This will be his first time on the show. Very excited to have these two guys coming up in Act 3. After news at the bottom of the hour, my pal Sherry Stocco will be here. Sherry is an excellent nutritionist and dietitian, and she is the founder of Wayless MD just outside of Milwaukee. They do great work there helping people get their weight under control and eat more consciously and that kind of stuff. And what's funny, Con, what did you eat when you watched the game? Because we're talking about food.
A pizza. Well, so Tanner's in Appleton in Kimberly, they do this thing called 12 beers of Christmas. It's a little punch card, and you drink 12.
Love it.
You drink 12 beers on the list, and you get a free pizza and a T-shirt.
That's kind of cool.
So
get some swag.
Yeah, I used that one for the pizza at the Packer game.
I don't, remember what time, or last time Sherry was here, do you remember I asked him, what is a food people should avoid at all costs? She said pizza. So we can follow up with that when she is here at 6:35, because at this time of year, when you've got sports, it's nachos, wings, pizza. That's just what people eat. Monica in the 608 responding to our question of the night, which is yesterday was National Sunday Dinner Day. What is your favorite tradition that involves food? Monica says, not sure if it's my favorite, but it's the first thing I thought of. King cake and I don't even know how to pronounce this word, and I'm ashamed because I'm part Polish. Pakis? I think it's Pakis. For Mardi Gras, I'm not religious, so I don't do it for Lent. It's just about the food. It's surprising I have a weight problem. And then parenthetically, sarcasm. On the way to the gym now, though, but currently waiting in line for a car wash. All right, well, Monica's texts she is honing her texts. They're outstanding. She's crushing it. All right. We've got our guest. Oh, Mike Clemens is on the phone. We've only got a few minutes, but let's break down as much of the game as we can and get Mike's thoughts. He does great work here at Civic Media. He is our sports authority, and he joins us now over the phone. Mr. Mike Clemens. Hey, buddy.
I think that's Poochkies.
Poochkies. Okay. I knew it was something. I knew I was getting it wrong. Are they good?
Yeah, they're those like fried donuts the folks in Poland make. Going into Lent and during Ash Wednesday, that kind of thing, right?
Yeah, that sounds
Fat,
right.
Fat Tuesday. That's a treat on Fat Tuesday.
They before Ash Wednesday, there was this comedian John Knight who used to do a joke. He's like, "Where do they get all the ashes?" And he goes, "I think before Ash Wednesday, all the priests get together and play poker. It's called Poker Tuesday, and they smoke cigars." Mike, we just have a few minutes, but overall thoughts on the game. It's great. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm sure you're busy as all get out since this weekend.
The Matt LaFleur's coaching staff has got to figure out in-game adjustments better.
Yeah.
And because Dennis Allen, a former head coach, a longtime defensive coordinator, down with Sean Payton during their run with Drew Brees and the Saints, came up with some different ways to blitz Jordan Love, and it screwed up the offensive attack where the Packers were up 21-3 in the second half, and then came out with 3 and out, and struggled. They got one touchdown back. It's funny, one of our senior writers that covers the team every day, when Brandon McManus missed that point after in the second half after the Packers only touchdown in the second half, he turned and said, they're going to lose this game. And I thought, well, that'd be quite a sensational story, wouldn't it? Yeah, right, sure. And that's exactly what happened. I mean, Caleb Williams is just crazy, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
He's a unique talent. And you combine him with Ben Johnson, who, for me, in the last 3 or 4 years, if you see a coordinator, either offensive or defensive, you say, wow, that guy's hot. That guy should probably be a head coach. That's the best candidate I've seen in 5 years, and it's working out so far.
Mike, is he a little crazy. I mean, the first half, he's going for it deep in his own territory. He's kind of picked a fight with LaFleur. I'm sure there's a method to his madness, but I got to say it makes me uncomfortable. As a guy who lives around a lot of Packer fans, I just don't know that you need that.
No, I know. I think it's brilliant. I think he's a pretty much straightforward, buckle down, button collar shirt kind of a guy, but he knows his market. He'd been coming to Chicago for weekend trips and stuff, going to Cubs games and all that 2 years before he took the job. And he's playing to the fan base. Mm-hmm. He's trying to infuse that kind of a thing. And, actually LaFleur was doing that a couple of years ago when he was, looking at the crowd and waving, got the headset on and waving with the menu of plays to sort of get, I kind of noticed that. I brought it up in a press conferences, and then all the TV stations started taping, what the head coach was doing, kind of doing cheerleading stuff. I think Ben Johnson is playing this perfectly so far.
Well, the rivalry is definitely back. It does remind me a little bit of Ditka Greg back in the 80s. But, Mike, it was short but sweet. I really appreciate your time. And it must have been a blast down there in Chicago. Let's catch up another time, and would love to get your thoughts on the whole season if you're game.
We got to talk to Micah Parsons and tight end Tucker Kraft today, both coming back from ACLs. That was some great content that we'll probably share later in the week. But those guys hope to be back by September.
Outstanding. Thank you, sir. Much appreciated.
Thanks, Pete.
You got
You
it.
bet.
Follow Mike Clemens at Mike Clemens NFL. He does such great work here at Civic Media. We are coming back to talk nutrition and how we can burn a few of those holiday pounds that we all have with our pal Sherry Stoka. She will be here after news, sports, and weather. It's Pete Schwaba and Nite Lite on the Civic Media Radio Network.
.9 WGBW and WGBW.FM.
ABC News, I'm Mike Dubusky. Markets closed the day somewhat calmer than how they started as investors reacted to the news that Fed Chair Jerome Powell is facing a criminal investigation from the Justice Department. Powell says it's over comments he made to Congress about renovation efforts at the Fed, but also raised concerns the Trump administration is trying to pressure him to lower interest rates. Minnesota and Illinois, alongside the cities of Chicago, Minneapolis, and St. Paul, are suing the Department of Homeland Security and the Trump administration. Those areas have seen a surge of federal immigration troops in recent months, and last week, Renee Good was shot and killed by an ICE agent. Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey.
We are not asking ICE not to do ICE things. We are asking this federal government to stop the unconstitutional conduct that is invading our streets each and every day.
And 15,000 nurses in New York City went on strike today. This is ABC News.
I'm meteorologist Mace Michaels. Cloudy tonight, a slight rain chance, and a low in the low 30s. Partly sunny and warm again tomorrow, but breezy, a high near 40. Colder on Wednesday. High temperatures drop back into the 20s, and it'll be breezy throughout the day. Skies partly cloudy. It's 32 degrees.
When a warrior faces adversity, he fights through it. He finds a way. Freedom isn't free. Rolling strong. Belief. Believe you can, and you will.
Wheelchairs for Warriors provides mobility solutions to veterans and first responders injured in the line of duty. Join the mission and visit wheelchairsforwarriors.org.
We are the National Park Foundation, and together with you, we're creating a future where every person, every generation, gets their chance at an unforgettable moment. Learn more at nationalparks.org/foundation.
Small businesses are the heart of America. As the nation's largest nonprofit resource of expert business mentoring, SCORE has helped millions of entrepreneurs build their businesses for free. Find a mentor today at score.org.
Teachers are diverse, skilled leaders, innovating to prepare students for our fast-changing.
Welcome back. I'm Pete Schwaba. This is Nite Lite. So great to have you with me, folks, on this outstanding Monday in our beautiful state of Wisconsin as we talk about some of the really cool stuff in life. And you know what? Not to be out. We talk movies, TV, comedy, a lot of that kind of stuff. We talked about the Packers and the Bears a little bit tonight. But right now, we are turning our attention to your health. And something we all need to take more seriously in our life. My next guest is a nutritionist and dietitian and the founder and chief health strategist of Waylis MD. It is my pleasure to welcome back to Nite Lite, Miss Sherry Stoka. Hi, Sherry.
Hi. How are you?
How are you?
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. It's funny you say that because that's part of the reason I always like to hear what you have to say about nutrition and diets and all that kind of stuff. But I think everybody, puts on a couple pounds around the holidays. So we'll jump into all that if you have any tips on how to kick those holiday pounds. But speaking of food, I have to ask you before we start, in honor of yesterday being National Sunday Dinner Day, what is your favorite custom or tradition that involves food? Do you have one? Could be a holiday or,
I guess it would have to be Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Okay. Same here. That's one of mine.
Yeah.
I said some.
I didn't even know that was a special day yesterday. So that's good to know. That's a good
everything. Everything is a special day, and I put much more crass, sarcastic answers on our social media page. But I agree with you. Thanksgiving, you cannot beat it. The other thing I want to ask you before we jump into nutrition is: have you kicked any field goals lately?
Oh my gosh. Well, guess what? You're not going to believe it. I tore my hamstring. I've been on crutches for like the last 5 weeks.
That's a long recuperation, isn't it?
It's been torture. It's been absolute torture. So I will definitely get back out there and start kicking again. But it's going to be another 2 to 3 months.
Oh my gosh.
Kind of stinks.
Did you do it kicking a field goal or was it something else?
No, I've done them both. I've ripped them both. Years of soccer, and then it's been partially torn for a while. And I went running with a friend and we were getting kind of nutty on hills and I felt the pop and I pulled it. So
what is that? I've heard I've seen friends rip their Achilles tendons. When you pop your hamstring, can you limp or are you totally immobile? You just go down and need the paramedics or what's that like?
Yeah, well, it depends where you tear it. I tore it right below the butt bone where it attaches, and it didn't completely rip off the bone. There was some still attached, so it didn't curl. But it's kind of the same as an Achilles. If it's entirely severed, it will curl, and mine did not curl, thank God. So they were able to kind of just reattach it.
Is that the worst injury you've ever had? I know last time you were here, we talked about your college soccer days, and you're obviously still kicking field goals because I saw your social media posts, and I thought that was so cool.
Yeah.
What's the worst sports injury you've had?
I mean, I think it was my first hamstring, where
Okay.
I was actually it was during a game, and I went to slide, and it was really a loud pop, and that's the one that I completely ripped. So I had to I crawled off the field on that one. Yeah.
All right, let's talk about the holidays. And, everybody, I read something not too long ago that said you really don't put on as many pounds as you think over the holidays, but I always feel like I'm 20 pounds heavier after the holidays, even though I sometimes even work out through the holidays. But for people that have put on a few pounds, what's the best advice you could give them for getting back in shape?
Kind of stop the cycle at some point. The cycle is what keeps people stuck, and until we kind of awaken to that, we will continue to be in that constant cycle. I mean, so it's estimated that approximately 90% of American adults are metabolically compromised, which that's not a surprise. But what that means is that weight loss strategies don't really work because your body isn't using like fat stores as it should. And so we keep trying all these same like ways of losing weight by calorie restricting. And now every single person now knows that doesn't work.
You have to make a life change, don't you? I mean, it can't just be a temporary. My biggest thing is like I'll go crazy over the holidays with like I'll be so good, very few carbs, feeling energetic, healthy, and then the holidays come and you just fall into this like, oh, I'm just eating salty, sweet stuff. And my big thing is I'll give myself 2 extra days, like I'm on vacation from my health. How do you snap that? Is there a tactic or something for people to go to break the cycle and do it easier because it's hard to do?
Yeah, you have to be, in order to have those days, you have to be metabolically resilient and metabolically healthy. And so like the best kind of marker for that is your insulin levels. And nobody's checking their insulin levels when it's like such a part of medicine that's so neglected because it's such a proactive way of looking at your insulin levels. Because if your insulin levels are elevated, you will never, ever be able to access fat. And so if you keep going into these holidays, like metabolically compromised, again, it kind of keeps you in the cycle. So you have to kind of know where you are metabolically. And like, it really has to do with, your like insulin is one thing, but it's your visceral fat, like your waistline, because visceral fat is the driver of inflammation and insulin resistance. And then you have to have adequate muscle. If your like muscle is depleted, again, your metabolic health is going to be destroyed. So you kind of have to be pretty metabolically sound in order to get away with going through the holidays. Like look at younger adults that are healthy, like they eat like crazy and they're fine when they come out of the holidays. So like that's kind of where you have to get to.
So when you say metabolically compromised, I understand you're talking about metabolism, but can you elaborate on that a little bit for those of us who really don't understand maybe exactly what you're saying?
I know, because it means so much. But when you're metabolically unhealthy, typically what's going on with you is you have a lot of visceral fat. So your waistline is you have a big belly. You have the fat that is lining your abdominal area, right? Your vital organs. So that is the insulin kind of resistant fat cells. So if you have a big waistline, if you have high blood pressure, if you have high cholesterol, if you have high triglycerides, your body is not metabolically functioning the way it should. So what that means is that your body is not using its fat reserves as it should. So to take it a step further, if you're metabolically healthy and you eat bad and then you kind of go back, you go on like a calorie restricted diet, your body will go to fat stores when it needs it. If you are metabolically healthy, it will use your fat stores. If you're metabolically unhealthy, your body doesn't even recognize the fat stores because it's resistant. It's inflammatory. It doesn't your body doesn't even recognize it. So that's why the cycle just keeps going on, and it's like a snowball effect.
That's very well said. Sherry Stoka is my guest. She is the founder, I should say, and chief health strategist of Wayless MD. Check it out, folks. She really helps people get their nutrition goals in line. She is also a nutritionist and a dietitian, and she joins us here periodically on Nite Lite. Are carbs bad? Not all carbs, I understand, but for the longevity of brain health and your brain fog, what's the best way as we get older to combat brain fog?
I mean, we need, like, did you see the new food guide pyramid that's been turned upside down? Like, I've been saying that forever. We don't need carbs. We're told it all the time that we do. I mean, we can get carbs from like vegetables and fruit and nuts and seeds and a little bit of dairy. We don't need pizza and pasta and bagels. Like, we don't need that. So that, I mean, that's what's killing us.
Yeah.
It is causing blood sugar dysregulation, insulin resistance. Your body is no longer functioning as it should. You can eat carbs, but we just are eating way too much of the starchy poison, you know? I mean, it's poison because it's all genetically modified, processed, and all of that.
What is the best food to eat, in your opinion, for brain health? I assume proteins, but like, is there one specific food? Like sometimes you hear fish oils to stay sharp mentally as you get older.
Yeah, I mean, you know, a diet that is, you know, yes, adequate animal protein. You need animal protein. I mean, I know there's a lot of people out there, I don't like, but you need animal protein. It has all the amino acids. You need healthy fats. That's the anti-inflammatory. Our brain is, the majority of our brain is fat. So if you're not getting like DHA and EPA, like that's our brain. So you have to be able, you have to eat your fish or take fish oil supplements. So that's really important. And, or like the healthy oils, you know, olive oil has, you know, so many different healthy fatty acids. And then, you know, nuts and seeds are also such an important part of the diet. So it's really kind of just cleaning that up and not being afraid of fat because, okay, so when you look at the macros, you have carbs, protein, and fat. What starts metabolic dysfunction is any type of food that raises your blood sugar, because if you increase your blood sugar, insulin follows. And whenever you have high insulin, it tells your body to store calories. So carbs skyrocket your blood sugar. Protein, very minimal. Fats, 0. Doesn't do anything to your blood sugar. So we're kind of just really flawed in how we look at the diet.
Here's what I don't know if maybe some of the listeners can relate to this. I have this issue where I'll fast, then I'll come off it and eat proteins, and within a day or two, I have no cravings, and I have energy, and my brain feels sharp, and I work out, and then a holiday comes up, and I sink back into the old ways. How do you keep, and maybe you do this with your clients at Wayless MD, but how do you keep people in that zone where they don't binge or don't go off a program they're on? And we've got about a minute to break, and then maybe we can, if this is a longer answer, we can cover it after the break. But what are your thoughts on that?
Well, it's a little more convoluted and very individualistic with everybody. I mean, I even have my boys who are like super high elite athletes. Like I have them going in and out of like low carb, high carb, because they notice such an extreme difference of endurance when they're off of carbs. But I do think we're human. We're absolutely going to go in and out of, you know, different diets and things like that. So I do think it's somewhat an adaptable, like you have to kind of adapt to certain additions and restrictions where your body starts to get used to it. Because if you just go keto and then all of a sudden go all out, super high carb, you're going to feel terrible. So you have to kind of get your body and adapt to the changes that you feel comfortable with.
All right, Sherry Stoka is here. We'll have her for a few more minutes on the other side of the break. Check out Wayless MD, folks. They do great work there. It's just outside of Milwaukee. We'll have a few more. I'm going to ask Sherry, too, if breakfast is still the most important meal of the day. We'll cover all that with Sherry Stoka when we come back. This is Pete Schwaba and Nite Lite on the Civic Media Radio Network.
It's the Eco Minute, powered by Clean Wisconsin, your environmental voice since 1970. I'm Amy Barrio. Families and businesses across Wisconsin will likely help pick up the tab once again to keep coal burning in another state. The Trump administration is ordering 2 aging coal plants in Indiana to stay open, even though energy regulators say they're not needed. The cost to bring the plants back online is expected to reach tens of millions of dollars and will likely be paid through price increases on customers across the Midwest, including here in Wisconsin. Wisconsinites are already paying higher bills to help pay for a plant in Michigan that the Trump administration ordered to restart last May. Residents in the northeastern Wisconsin town of Greenleaf say they're getting offers from an AI data center developer to buy their land. The land parcels targeted are between Highway 57 and the East River. It's unclear what company is behind the offers. For a deep dive into Wisconsin's most pressing environmental issues, check out my Defender podcast at cleanwisconsin.org or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, it's Amanda, and we all know that Northeast Wisconsin has some of the best events around, but trying to find them all can be tricky. So here at WGBW, we decided to do the work for you. Prevent boredom on any night by going to WGBW.fm and click events in the top right corner. You'll never have to spend forever scrolling to find out what's going on in your area. And if you got an event to share, hit us up by emailing info@WGBW.fm, bringing you local news and timeless hits while giving you the 411 on what's happening in New Wisco.
You're a storyteller, negotiator, artist, innovator. Whatever your passion, whatever your skills, behind the scenes or in front, you belong here. A career in broadcast media. Local radio and TV stations in every town and city need someone like you. So do what you love and bring your talent to life. Your passion, your skills, your career. You belong here. Learn more at youbelonghere.media.
Is getting vaccinated on your to-do list? We can help you check that off.
You've got this.
Yes, you do. See how we've got you at yougotthis.usaging.org. A message from the Aging and Disability Vaccination Collaborative, powered by US Aging.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Let's talk rechargeable battery safety with tips from the National Fire Protection Association. Only buy products with a safety certification mark. Charge devices on hard surfaces. Don't use off-brand cords and always unplug when fully charged. Charge into fire safety at F.
Yeah, all night long. And nobody don't dance on the edge of the dark. We've got the radio on, and it feels
Welcome back. Con, I love when you discover a song that I share with you to use in the bumpers, and I can tell when you like really good music. I just want to say I'm very proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, we're back here. It's Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba. I am Pete Schwaba. Sherry Stoka is my guest at the moment. She is the founder and an outstanding health strategist at Wayless MD. Definitely check it out. Sherry, why don't you just tell us exactly what, if people go to Wayless MD or want more information and go to your website, what kind of people go there? Are they looking to lose weight, just be more healthy in general, or is it a combination of the two?
Yeah, it's a combination. I mean, my passion is getting the body into a healthier state and really getting people to a place where weight loss is sustainable, kind of like how I was explaining. We have to get into a state in order for it to be sustainable. Otherwise, it's just going to continue, you know?
Yeah.
And so we're all about whole body healing, but, you know, we offer many different things. We offer holistic, we offer the GLP medications. So we try to just, meet people where they're at.
Is breakfast the most important meal of the day?
Oh, I love that question.
I thought so.
Well, okay. So again, it all comes back to your metabolic health, and it all comes back to like what you're eating, right? Like nobody on the planet should be having a bagel in the morning. So, okay. So the most important thing in the human body is regulating blood sugars, because if they're too high for long periods of time, you die. If they're too low for long periods of time, you die. So the body's like really, really good at managing blood sugars. So if you think about it, when you wake up in the morning, you eat right away. When you don't eat, you're in a fasted state. So your body actually has to like use its own fat and its own energy for calories. So, I will answer the question, but I do want people to kind of understand this. I just said that like approximately 90% of people are metabolically dysfunction. They have metabolic dysfunction. So that means there's higher insulin levels. Just by normal physiology, when you wake up in the morning, because of cortisol, and it's called like this dawn phenomenon, we all kind of wake up with high insulin. It's just normal. So, after like an hour or so, the insulin will drop to normal levels, assuming that you're not, not completely like diabetic and things like that.
Right.
So if you wake up and you eat a bagel you already have high insulin levels, you eat a bagel, you just destroyed your body's ability to ever be able to burn fat. So,
wow.
Yeah, I mean, so breakfast is so important, meaning either don't have it, because I do believe that there are people that do really well without eating breakfast, or don't ever eat carbs in the morning. Have something like eggs or an omelet or, some type of protein, yogurt with nuts or something like that. Like, don't spike your blood sugars in the morning, because not only does that tell your body to store calories, it also is going to set the stage for the rest of the day. I mean, breakfast is the reason why people are tired all day. If you change your breakfast,
Wow.
you will notice the rest of your day change.
Really? That is fascinating. Let me ask you this. Sometimes you see people who are kind of lean and they can eat whatever they want. And then you see people that are a little heavier, but they eat very health consciously. Is it better to keep weight off even though you eat crappy, or vice versa?
Well, I don't believe that people that eat crappy, just because they're not overweight, they're probably incredibly unhealthy,
Right.
You can only get away with that for so long, because you can't continue to poison your body and think that it's in a healthy state. I mean, just because you're not like technically overweight. So, I mean, I feel like there's so many ways to define like health, but when it comes down to like the foundation, it truly has to be like your body composition. We can't continue to go on weight loss diets and lose weight and not even know what we're losing. I mean, because so many people now, they'll drop 20 pounds and like 8 pounds of it is muscle. Like, you've now destroyed yourself. So now you will gain more weight back the second you start eating normally again.
We have about a minute left. The flu is horrible this season. Are there any tips you could give people for ways that they could boost their immune system through natural foods?
Just eat clean, eat whole foods. And I do think taking extra vitamin C, zinc, and vitamin D, oh my gosh, are crucial. Like, we get everybody on those supplements because they're such the fighters of all this stuff going around. So I do think we do need a little added supplement because we can't get it in our food. But, as far as to go back to because I know it's just like not really a great answer, but it really is getting people off the processed foods and just trying to eat as real as possible.
That's the lesson of your visit here tonight, I think. It's just eat whole foods and get off processed foods. And it sounds so easy, but it's not as easily done. So check out Wayless MD and Sherry's work. Outstanding. Always fun to have you on the show, my friend. And next time you come back, let's talk. I know Ozempic is available in pill form now. And I made the joke last week that it's a huge pill and it tastes like a pizza, and it didn't go over that well. So we'll jump into that next time, I hope.
I would love to.
Rest that bad gam there too. I hope you feel better soon.
Thank you so much.
You got it. All right, that's
you.
Sherry Stilka. Check out Wayless MD. She does great work there and can get you on the right path. We are going to break for news, sports, and weather, and when we come back, Mike Merrifield and Rob Brackenridge will be here at 7:20. We're going to read your texts next, and maybe bring out a funny clip or something. Would it kill us to play a funny clip? Bring some smiles to people's face. Let's make Act 3 all about comedy.
I know we're all wondering what Nick Cannon is doing. So,
ooh, he's probably running out of names to give his kid. Crazy names. It's one thing to have a lot of kids, but he can't remember his kids' names, right?
He can't remember all of them. All, I think, 12.
We break all the big stories here. We're coming right back. It's Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba on the Civic Media Radio Network.
The grocery store, the supermarket.
ABC News, I'm Stephanie Officer. Minnesota, alongside its cities Minneapolis and St. Paul, are suing the Department of Homeland Security and the Trump administration to try and block the surge of ICE agents into the state. Tensions culminating in the shooting death of Renee Good by an ICE agent last week. Minnesota Attorney General Keith Ellison.
We allege that the obvious targeting of Minnesota for our diversity, for our democracy, and our differences of opinion with the federal government is a violation of the Constitution and of federal law.
Music mogul L.A. Reid and record executive Drew Dixon have reached a settlement over the sexual harassment and sex assault claims she made in 2023. Reid denied all allegations, and the terms of the settlement were not disclosed. Dixon speaking earlier.
I hope my work as an advocate for the Adult Survivors Act helps to bring all of us closer to a music business that is safer for everyone.
This is ABC News. Malaysia and Indonesia have become the first countries to block Grok, the artificial intelligence chatbot developed by Elon Musk's xAI. Federal officials say a drug commonly known as pink cocaine is turning up more and more in raids.
While pink cocaine, or 2C, is pink, it rarely contains actual cocaine. Instead, it's generally a combination of other drugs, including ketamine and ecstasy. Former DEA official Bill Bodner tells ABC News that it's remarkably easy to get.
With social media, with the smartphone, everyone lives in an open-air drug market.
Last year, New York investigators seized pink cocaine along with dozens of guns in a trafficking case linked to a Venezuelan gang. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
Philanthropist Mackenzie Scott has donated $45 million to the nonprofit The Trevor Project, known for running a hotline for LGBTQ youth. The Trevor Project was one of the nonprofits that lost $25 million in federal funding cuts. I'm Stephanie Officer, ABC News.
Doctors Without Borders is delivering life-saving medical care where it's needed most in communities around the world. From bandaging war-wounded patients in Sudan to providing clean drinking water in Haiti, we're in more than 70 countries worldwide, bringing patients from sick to recovering, from emergency to aid, from crisis to care. This life-saving care is made possible by a global movement of supporters like you. Thank you.
When a person calls 988, they're connected to a crisis counselor.
A caller can expect to talk about coping skills.
They can chat, they can text, and when they come out on the other side, they're feeling better.
Call or text 988 or chat 988lifeline.org.
Listen, retirement is the long game. We can't play about our future or our finances. Let's put ourselves in the right position.
Start building your retirement plan at thisispretirement.org, brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
I'm meteorologist Mace Michaels. Cloudy tonight, a slight rain chance, and a low in the low 30s. Partly sunny and warm again tomorrow, but breezy, a high near 40. Colder on Wednesday. High temperatures drop back into the 20s, and it'll be breezy throughout the day. Skies partly cloudy. Current temp is 30.
My Alzheimer's diagnosis was hard to take.
But early detection allowed us to take control of the situation together.
Talk to your family about seeing a doctor. Go to alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Reading aloud to children sharpens their listening skills, expands their vocabularies, and nurtures a lifelong love of reading. That's why Reading is Fundamental, the nation's leading children's literacy nonprofit, offers free monthly read-alouds by popular authors through its Rally to Read program. Visit rallytoread.org to watch the read-alouds and discover exciting reading activities for school and home. Visit rallytoread.org today.
I'm Angela Bassett. For 33 million Americans, one bite can cause a life-threatening reaction. Now, there's a needle-free option for epinephrine. Learn more at foodallergy.org/ready-to-act.
Kids across America are going to school hungry every day. With help from caring people across America, no kid hungry is...
Broadcasting live from the Civic Media Studios in Green Bay, this is Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba, your inside source on everything entertainment from Wisconsin to Hollywood. And now, a guy who loves the sin but hates the sinner, Pete Schwaba.
Welcome back to Nite Lite, ladies and gentlemen. It is so much fun to be on the radio on this gorgeous Monday night in our beautiful state of Wisconsin. We've already had way too much fun for a Monday, although I love Mondays. I always say this, I can't wait for Monday. I don't know what to do with myself in the weekends. I think I'm probably on an island there for the most part, but
yeah,
I like what I do.
I like being able to binge all my TV in one sitting.
In the weekend?
Yeah.
On the weekend? That's good. What did you watch? Besides football, what did you watch?
I watched this, I'm a sucker for just a new movie on Netflix, like whatever, on Saturday after the game, I was like, all right, I want to just forget about something.
Yeah.
I want to forget about this. So I watched this movie, it was called The People You Meet on Vacation or something like that, but it's based on a book, and it's like a rom-com.
Okay.
It wasn't for me, but I watched it anyways.
I
got
admire
my
that.
mind off.
Yeah.
Got my mind off it, but it definitely
just take a
wasn't for me.
chance on something sometimes, and sometimes you're pleasantly surprised.
And, I was hearing some theories again about, so it wasn't, Stranger Things is coming out this week.
Gosh, I know.
No, it's, the documentary that they releasing about the last season, them making it. People are saying, at the end of that, it's actually going to turn into an episode.
Come on. What people need to get a life, seriously.
I guess that's what happened at the Friday the 13th documentary or something.
Okay.
They released a documentary about it at the end. It was actually them getting chased by like Jason or something.
Is that true?
Yeah.
I know.
I think I don't know if it's Friday the 13th. One of the movie franchises around that though.
Okay.
And no, it's just like, I don't know. I'm like, it's over. They're not that good of writers that you thought they were.
Right. Well, that last season 5, and I probably mentioned this last week, the audience scores were worse than the critics. Like the Stranger Things faithful just thought it was okay.
I mean,
so
the last season was just kind of,
yeah.
I didn't the first 2 seasons. I mean, even the third, they were dynamite. I was like, it kept me locked in. I was like, I can't wait for the next, or whatever it was. But this one,
awesome.
I'd watch an episode. I'm like, I can wait.
Yeah. I'm in no hurry. It's not a cliffhanger. We've had a lot of fun here tonight, folks. In hour number 1, we had Connie Fellman, our wonderful WGBW reporter. She's always fun when she comes on the air. She's had such a great career. We discussed that in hour number 1 and a little bit into hour number 2. We had a quick update from Mike Clemens about the state of the Packers. I didn't ask him about LaFleur, did I? We had just a few minutes.
I mean, he kind of did say it at the beginning. He's like, he didn't make adjustments.
Okay. No, but I mean, like, in terms of his job security, it seems he's okay, despite what national pundits were surmising.
Would it be the worst thing if Packers kind of got a new face, a new identity?
Are you calling for it as a reporter on Make the Call?
The Packers have been doing the same things for the past, 5 years now. Just doesn't seem like it. At the end of the year, we're always like, we need a new kicker. Special teams needs a new coach, and then it just doesn't happen, and we just do the same things that we did the year before.
Well, it's interesting because I made the comparison to Mike Tomlin and Harbaugh. Now, both those guys have won Super Bowls, but since then, it's pretty much just been a winning record. They make the playoffs, maybe a playoff win, but typically out. And it's kind of been the same thing with LaFleur. His two predecessors both have Super Bowl rings. But, at some point you get – and Packer fans are – and this is a testament to the organization – are spoiled. It's a good organization.
Yeah, I mean,
they have 2 Super Bowls. You guys don't really have that much to complain about. But once you have a taste for it, it's not good enough to make the playoffs. Bears fans were like, oh, my God, we're in the playoffs. What do we even do? So I don't know. It's interesting. He seems safe, though.
I don't think he'll get fired. I think he'll get extended. You know, and here's something funny though. So Saturday, 21-3. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what other comeback Matt LaFleur was a part of?
No.
He was on the Falcon sideline when Tom Brady came back 28-3.
He was.
Yeah.
What was he, like a quarterback's coach?
Something like
OC?
that. Yeah. He was. I don't think he was offensive coordinator, but.
See, that's the thing about Brady's legacy, and it's you can't fault the guy. What is he, 7-3, 6-4, whatever? He's lost a few Super Bowls, but he's won. That was a choke. That was the Falcons just.
And what was the Packers? That was a total choke too.
You mean the other night?
Yeah, that was a total choke as well.
That was a choke, but that's also Caleb Williams. For as much as he drives me crazy, the guy's a gamer. I mean, at the end of the game, I don't know. But yeah, obviously the Packers contributed. The thing is, with all the turnover, they weren't even turnovers. The Packers fumbled 4 times. The Bears couldn't get it. I don't think they sacked. Maybe they sacked him once, but I don't know. It's hard to say.
It was just, like I told you before, the 3-and-out that we had in the first drive of the second half, I was like, we're going to lose.
You knew it was over.
I knew because I've seen that against the Browns, the Panthers. Just any time that teams came back this year, we looked like that on the first drive of the second half.
I missed a text last week from when I think we said, what national holiday would you like to see? There's pretty much a national day for everything, but this is a great one from Jimmy Kuska, put National Pete Schwaba Day.
Yeah, that's a great one.
We got to get Jimmy back on. The problem is, he's the busiest guy in the world.
I mean, he's a hard-working
dude.
He calls 800 games.
I know. No, listen.
It's
he's
crazy.
Got the voice for it, too. Our question of the night, if you're just joining us, is what is your favorite tradition that involves food? And this is in honor of National Sunday Dinner Day, which was yesterday. Jim from Appleton says there is no more of a, this is nice. I'm sorry, we just saw this. Although I think she was already gone.
I told her before.
Did you say that? Okay.
Yep.
Jim says there's no more of a celebrity than Connie Feldman in the Fox Valley. That's awesome. Yeah, we're big fans. I've only known Connie a short time, and she doesn't like me, but I like her a lot. She's a very fun guest.
I think she likes me. I help her with all the technical stuff.
Oh, there you go. That's a good way to get on anybody's good side. Steady Eddie in the 608 says, Thanksgiving, turkey, mashed potatoes, gravy, served with a nice Merlot, and later on pumpkin pie with ice cream and a good cup of coffee for dessert. My favorite. Eddie continues, Pete, earlier today I had a light bulb moment I had to share with you and Conrad. On the opening weekend of deer hunting season, the Green Bay Packers play their game in blaze orange jerseys and pants with gold and green trim, helmets to match. Wish Mike Clemens could have heard my bright idea. Genius, am I right? And then Steady Eddie says, good luck to da Bears. No hard feelings because I know da Bears don't mean to cause no trouble. They just want to do the Super Bowl shuffle. It's been a while. It certainly has, Eddie, and thank you for the Bears love. You're a big man to extend the well wishes to the Bears. And look, I don't know, Con. What do you think about the Packer uniforms? I will say this. I loved their uniforms when they wore all white and have the trim of green and gold. I think those look really slick.
I'm just happy with the basic unis the classic
green and gold
Packers uniforms that it's so much history.
Yeah.
That's why I think Lambeau it will always be the Packers Stadium as well.
Okay. Fair enough. 920 says, warm, loving smells. That's my favorite tradition around food that I forgot to tell you about. When my daughter is coming home from college or anyone coming home who's been away a while, I'll throw a batch of cookies in the oven or bake a loaf of bread or something. So when they walk in the house, they are greeted by warm, loving smells that remind them of home. Oh, my gosh. This is great. Do we know who sent this?
No.
I almost want to say that's Connie because she's referring. That is so great. The text continues from 920 saying, reminds me of being a kid coming home from school on a cold day when my stay-at-home mom would have a batch of my favorite cookies just coming out of the oven. That is a great text. Thank you, 920. Tony the trucker in the 608 says, Pete, we began hosting Thanksgiving and Christmas at our home after it became too much for our parents. Very chaotic with 30-plus friends and family, but memories we are creating are priceless. It is weird. Like, there's times in my life I don't want everything to be about food so I can stay in shape, but food does bring people together. It is a tradition, and those are great texts. Conrad's mom, Paula, on the stream says, the tradition our family has done for the holidays is not have the usual turkey and ham. We like to mix it up every year. Taco, pizzas, Phillies. Oh, Philly cheesesteaks? Oh, wow. So we can all spend time together instead of being in the kitchen. See, that's what I'm talking about. Like, my wife will say that sometimes. Let's not make it all about food. Let's all take a walk together. But, like, we're just so ingrained. It's just a food culture.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of turkey anyways. I don't know, it's sometimes too dry for me. And I like when you do this because it's, like, different every year. You never, it's like...
Yeah, you can mouse some tacos. There's nothing wrong with that.
I mean, tacos are great for any occasion.
I agree. 100%. Robert from McFarland in the 608 says, tailgating is my favorite tradition for food.
That's great.
Beer, brats, burgers. I cannot believe we haven't heard tailgating yet. That is outstanding, Robert. Thank you, sir. We've got coming up at some point, Rob might be running a few minutes late, but Rob Brackenridge and Mike Merrifield will be here at 7:20, around thereabouts. They've got a big comedy event. They've actually got two big comedy shows coming up, one in Marinette that we'll discuss, and then another one in the Wisconsin Dells. But they're both outstanding funny men, great stand-ups, well-seasoned, great joke writers, and excellent performers. They will be here in the studio whenever they get here, and it'll be great to have them. We've also, we talked to Mike and then Sherry Stoka. I love having Sherry on because sometimes you just need the motivation to get in shape. The holidays were just a couple weeks ago, not even, and we're all sort of recovering. And I just think when you talk to someone with her kind of knowledge about nutrition, it really is motivating. So I thank you also to Sherry for being on the show last hour. All of the hours of Nite Lite, folks, are cataloged in podcast form at civicmedia.us, and you can listen to them there if you missed earlier interviews or Nite Lite fun. So, we got a phone call? Who's on the phone, Con?
Ollie from the Northwoods.
Ollie from the North. You know what? I knew Ollie was going to call when I was thinking of this question because it's food-related, and Ollie has great phone calls, well, about anything, but specifically about food. Hi, Ollie.
Hi, how are you?
Doing well. How are you tonight?
I'm doing good. My favorite thing was baking Christmas cookies with my children, and then taking them and passing them around to the elderly people in our neighborhood.
Wow.
And then also doing the same thing with my grandkids, baking Christmas cookies and gingerbread houses and things with my grandkids.
That is so great, Ollie. Do you still do these things? Do your kids and grandkids come to you for the holidays, or do you go there?
No, I go there for the holidays, but the kids are all out of the house, gone, and so we don't bake cookies together much anymore, but we do all try to celebrate Christmas and Thanksgiving at my daughter and son-in-law's, and I have a son-in-law who is a wonderful cook.
Yeah.
And so he pleases us all with his wonderful cooking every holiday.
Well, it sounds like he had a great mentor. Thank you so much, Ollie. As always, love your thoughts on food or any topic for the question of the night. Thanks so much. Have a great night.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye.
All right. We are coming right back with two of certainly the funniest people in the studio, but I would go statewide or even nationwide. Rob Brackenridge and Mike Merrifield will be here, two very funny stand-up comedians in the studio. We're talking comedy. Coming up next, it's Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba on the Civic Media Radio Network.
I just wanna dance the night away.
From Denmark to De Pere, this is 97.9 WGBW.
Big deals. WGBW has some big news. Introducing the brand new Green Bay Big Deals. You can save at least 30% on gift certificates from your favorite local businesses and keep your money right here in our community. Craving lunch? Planning a night out? Looking for the perfect gift or a little treat for yourself? Green Bay Big Deals has exactly what you want. Go to WGBW.FM right now. Click the Big Deals banner and stretch your dollars further with Green Bay Big Deals.
Sturgeon Spirits of Oshkosh. Next door to their cocktail bar and tasting room on Oregon Street is the Ready Room, open for your next event. A private bar with aviation-inspired detail. It's ideal for intimate parties, conferences, or special occasion parties and reunions. Sturgeon Spirits, 2663 Oregon Street in Oshkosh, and at grocery and liquor stores throughout the Fox Valley. Wherever you go, buy local, drink local, and take a piece of Oshkosh with you. SturgeonSpirits.com.
When a warrior faces adversity, he fights through it. He finds a way. Freedom isn't free. Rolling strong. Belief. Believe you can, and you will.
Wheelchairs for Warriors provides mobility solutions to veterans and first responders injured in the line of duty. Join the mission and visit wheelchairsforwarriors.org.
We've all felt left out. And for people who move to this country, that feeling lasts more than a moment. We can change that. Learn how at belongingbeginswithus.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
You're a storyteller, negotiator, artist, innovator. Whatever your passion, whatever your skills, behind the scenes or in front, you belong here. A career in broadcast media. Local radio and TV stations in every town and city need someone like you. So do what you love and bring your talent to life. Your passion, your skills, your career. You belong here. Learn more at youbelonghere.media.
Welcome back. This is Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba. And Packer fans, I will tell you, this is the perfect way to end your Monday night because we've got two really funny guys helping us close down the show tonight. They're here in the studio, two great Wisconsin guys, great comics. Rob Brackenridge is just an excellent comic. He's been here several times before, and he's brought his pal, a guy I've been anxious to have on the show forever, too, the very funny Mike Merrifield. So it is great to have both of you in studio. Thank you for making the
Good
drive.
to be here. Do I have to slide over so Rob can fit in?
I think you guys both have your...
I want them to see my shirt.
What does that say? Open bar.
That's my special.
Nice. We're going to talk about that. Is that the antithesis to dry bar?
Dry bar, yes.
100%.
Yep.
Which is funny because we were just talking during the break. Mike, you were talking about a comic who... Can you just tell the end of that story again? I thought that was so funny.
Which story? I already forgot the story I was telling.
It was about the headliner who drank, and I always thought, I remember doing stand-up, the headliners I would work with were either recovering alcoholics or party crazy.
Right,
Like they hadn't been to rehab yet. But this guy was drinking wine in his hotel room.
He was actually the opener. He was flipping the switch. He was the opener. I was the sober one.
Oh, my God.
But, yeah, I went to his room. It's this terrible gig in Negaunee, Michigan, and the gig's actually fun, but they put you at the Triangle Motel, which there's just no way with the name Triangle Motel it can be good. And Yeah, I woke up the next morning. I told him we had to be ready to go at 9 a.m. And I went to his room and he was getting yelled at by the maid. She was like, "You got to get your life together, man. You're drinking at 9 o'clock in the morning." Yeah, I forgot to add he had a bottle of wine. He was sitting on the edge of the bed, just listening to it. He's just taking swigs out of the bottle while she yelled at him.
Wow.
When you got to get advice from a maid. That's
Yeah. When she's working at the Triangle Motel in Negaunee and she's telling you screwed your life up.
Not even a good gig for maids necessarily.
No,
She's not even at the top of the. Yeah.
There's a
Anything
Days
that happens-
Inn right across the street. Why not just go to the Days Inn and clean rooms?
Right.
Doesn't make any sense.
Nothing good is ever going to happen at the Triangle. And I know. I tried.
You just told us that.
Yeah, tell your story, Rob.
No, I
Cleanly.
back in the day, I used to actually get laid after a show.
Ah.
I know. It's weird.
By the way, this is not the way you told the story first.
Well,
You're embellishing a little.
I brought a girl back after the show because I was hilarious, and she said, "What can I do, to show you my appreciation?" I brought her back to the Triangle Motel, and she took one look, and I went, "No way, we're going to
bad.
my."
You're not that funny.
It makes the like a Red Roof Inn, look like a 5-star
That's so
hotel.
great.
It's terrible.
All right, you guys are here. Mike, we kind of, I feel like most of the listeners have heard Rob. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Let's get him out of here. He doesn't need to be on this. Get out of here, Rob.
The bar is closed,
Get out,
apparently.
Rob.
They
Get
saw
out.
my shirt.
Get out.
Come on, Rob. He could be in the frame.
Well, what do you want to know? I mean, similar story.
love me here.
I did comedy forever, and Rob talked me into it. He told me that
Really?
this is 100% true because I was telling him, I had a job at the time, but I was thinking I need to just lean into comedy, make it my sole income, so I try harder,
Yeah.
And Rob was like, "Man, it's great. You go out on the road and you go to all these small towns, and women think you're." Famous, so they sleep with you, and they throw themselves at you. And some of the clubs even pay in drugs that, they'll offer you want cash
those were the
or
days.
drugs, back in the day.
Green or white?
Yeah. And he would tell me all these amazing stories. And I've been a comic for 30 years. And none of it's ever happened. Not one thing he ever promised ever happened.
Well, you got to be good
Wow.
and funny.
Look
See,
at this picture. Look at Mike. You're clean shaven and you've got no hair and you look like a badass. That's a great photo.
You think so?
But you're also rocking the beard tonight, and
Yeah, he looks like
must be
Ayatollah
nice.
Khomeini right now, doesn't he?
Well, when you don't have hair on the top, you have a lovely head of hair. You have to do what you can, so you grow your beard out to compensate.
And it doesn't matter anyway when you're a comic. Like,
Well, it especially doesn't matter when you're 53. I'm invisible to women.
We've given up.
so where are you based, Mike? I know you're from Wisconsin.
Yeah, well, I still live in Appleton,
Okay.
actually.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you guys get to pal around.
Oh, yeah.
Were
I
you-
was in Nashville for a while. I did 5 years there. I would go back and forth every couple of weeks. I was working down there. So.
Nice.
He works for a 800-pound gorilla.
Yeah, it's on the sweatshirt.
Oh,
Speaking
fantastic.
of plugging
Yeah,
things.
word plugging.
So we're plugging the 800-pound gorilla and the Open Bar Comedy Festival.
Yeah.
So our special. So tell us about that, Rob. You've done a dry bar where you have to be totally clean.
Totally
You're
clean.
great at that. I didn't even know you worked dirty at all. honestly.
I don't.
He just
really.
adds F
All
words.
I did
That's all he does.
I did the exact
Same
same
joke.
set with the F word in between each word. So yeah.
So they took you.
Yeah.
No, it was fun. It was in Sarasota, Florida, in a great club, McCurdy's Comedy Theater.
Okay.
Have you heard of that place?
Maybe heard of it. Never been there.
It's really good, and they treat you really good in a packed place. And I had an awesome set. So
Well, that goes without saying. But
I know.
you felt you needed to go ahead and say it.
I'm one of
was
those guys that
understood, yeah.
never has a bad set. It's like even if you bomb, boy, did I kill him. No, I'm not that guy.
Well, you mentioned the old days, though. It's not like it was in the old days. Like, stand-up is not like it was when I started. Like you said, everybody was an addict. Everybody was either a drunk or a pothead. And now these young comics, they have no vices. I guess the only vice they would have would be, social media. You sit in a green room and everyone's staring at their phones.
gosh.
No one's talking anymore. And get this, they changed open mic to mic. They just call them mics now. Hey, guys, want to go do a couple mics on Friday?
Because they don't have the kind of time to add open.
Oh yeah, their time is valuable.
That's the excuse they gave me, because the first time I heard it, I was like, it's open mic. You can't just change it. It's been open mic like since the teens. You know what I mean? Like there have been open mics. And I realized they dropped the open because it makes them seem more legitimate. Because if it's an open mic, that means anyone can do it. Now they call them mics, and they say they're booked, so it's different than an open mic. My thought is you're just dropping the open to make yourself feel more legitimate.
Like street cred or
Yeah,
something.
like you're doing something bigger than what you are.
All right, we got two hilarious guys. I'm so thrilled these guys are here. Rob Brackenridge and Mike Merrifield. We're going to do the news. We're going to come back, and I'm going to tell you where you can see these two guys coming up in the next couple weeks. It's going to be a lot of fun. And that's what we're doing here to close out the. And are you guys Packer fans? We'll get into that too. All right, we'll talk about that. It's Pete Schwaba and Nite Lite on the Civic Media Radio Network.
From Hobart to Bay Settlement, 97.9 WGBW.
ABC News, I'm Stephanie Officer. Minnesota, alongside its cities Minneapolis and St. Paul, are suing the Department of Homeland Security and the Trump administration to try and block the surge of ICE agents into the state. Tensions culminating in the shooting death of Renee Good by an ICE agent last week. Minnesota Attorney General Keith Ellison.
We allege that the obvious targeting of Minnesota for our diversity, for our democracy, and our differences of opinion with the federal government is a violation of the Constitution and of federal law.
Music mogul L.A. Reid and record executive Drew Dixon have reached a settlement over the sexual harassment and sex assault claims she made in 2023. Reid denied all allegations, and the terms of the settlement were not disclosed. Dixon speaking earlier.
I hope my work as an advocate for the Adult Survivors Act helps to bring all of us closer to a music business that is safer for everyone.
This is ABC News.
I'm meteorologist Mace Michaels. Cloudy tonight, a slight rain chance, and a low in the low 30s. Partly sunny and warm again tomorrow, but breezy, a high near 40. Colder on Wednesday. High temperatures drop back into the 20s, and it'll be breezy throughout the day. Skies partly cloudy. Current temp is 30.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Every 15 seconds, someone is diagnosed with cancer. If it's happened to you or someone you love, the American Cancer Society can help at every step of the journey. Visit cancer.org today.
The Elder Care Locator is here to help you live your best life as you age at home. Our call center advisors are ready to connect you with trustworthy local experts. Help is just a phone call away at 1-800-677-1116.
Being blind doesn't look how others may think. Rich.
Hey, this is Lance Barber, and you're listening to Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba.
Isn't that what, did Lauren Holly say that too? She said in the intro we had her do when she was on the show a couple weeks ago. She called me Schwaballs, just like Lance Barber does.
That's great.
I guess it's great. That's kind of how I want to be known. Hey, welcome back to Nite Lite. I am Pete Schwaba. We have two outstanding guests in the studio here tonight, Mike Merrifield and Rob Brackenridge, two Appleton-based comics, but they tour all over, and they've been around a long time, and they have so many accolades. Rob was just telling us about his new open bar special that is the opposite of a dry bar where you have to be clean. How dirty do you get on that, and where can people see it?
I actually do get kind of dirty, and you can get it on YouTube. It's absolutely free. Just go to Open Bar. They have their own site, their own YouTube channel, and then just find Rob Brack. Oh, my special's called. It's called To Be or No.
That's what I was just gonna say. I love that. And you guys, and Mike, you've been touring all over too. I love that you're still Appleton based. You opened for Rob Schneider, I know quite a bit. His HBO Young Comedian special was so funny. And then he, of course, did Saturday Night Live and all that. What are those gigs like?
With him now?
Yeah.
I mean, he sells out theaters. Like this coming weekend, we're going to be at the MGM in Copperfield's Theater on Friday and Saturday.
Wow.
And he'll sell it out both nights. Yeah, he's he started out as a comic. He was a comic from 21 to 23.
I worked with him 30 years ago.
And Rob worked with him back in the 20s. And they on the megaphone, right?
Oh yeah.
See, I stole your off-air joke right there.
Into a bar.
But yeah, what are we talking about? I forgot. I'm getting old. I forget
Vegas.
while I'm
You're doing
talking
Vegas.
about.
You're talking about how.
Oh, he was a
so-
stand-up, but
yeah.
I thought he still was. But is he not?
Well, he once he got huge, he took 10 years off of doing stand-up,
Okay.
and then Chris Rock told him, why aren't you doing stand-up? You're a funny guy, you're a funny stand-up, you should do it, and you can make a lot of money doing it. So he started doing it, and he's good, he's amazing now. But I remember his one that used to be on Netflix. It's a comedy dynamic special of his. I think it's called Hot Sauce and the Holocaust or something like that.
Something like that.
Some weird name. But I remember I was in LA with a bunch of comics, and I was like, guys, let's watch Rob Schneider's special. I'm sure this will be hilarious. We're all ready to goof on it and act like we're better than him. And 5 minutes in, we're all looking at each other like, this stuff's great. I can't even, he's good. And he's he's a Trump guy or whatever.
Right.
And so he had a lot of political stuff that he wrote the last few years that he's really cares about. And I really feel like it took him to another level. He's really killing it.
That's my neighbor. That is really weird. I live in Marinette. I live an hour away, and my neighbors are walking by the window.
That's
I have
odd.
no
That's
idea what's
weird.
going on. Maybe a restraining order is in order. Yeah, he is a Trumper, and he's there's a lot of money, and I believe he really is and isn't just trying to cash in. But, man, would you do that as a comic?
Well,
you're costing yourself money, too, right? I mean,
he already was sort of blacklisted by Hollywood about 15 years ago.
Because of his movies?
Well, that's a good one. No,
for non-political reasons.
No, he spoke out against vaccines around the time that McCarthy spoke out or whatever. He spoke out then. And apparently, I didn't know this, a lot of your big corporations that sponsor television shows and things in Hollywood are all pharmaceutical companies.
Right.
So he
wow.
basically got blacklisted for being outspoken. Luckily, he's got Sandler. Sandler puts him in all his stuff.
Right.
And then he had done all those movies. And then, like I said, he got back into doing stand-up. And I look at older stuff, and compared to what he's doing now, and what he's doing now is amazing. And actually, right now we're touring with a band.
Oh,
do you
wow.
know what Kill Tony is on YouTube?
Is that what you sent me before, Rob?
No, I didn't send you any Kill Tony.
Well, Kill Tony is Tony Hinchcliffe's YouTube show. It's actually on Netflix.
Okay.
In fact, there's I think a new episode dropped last night, and Rob is on it. Schneider's on it.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, he's sort of had like a rebirth, man, and he's firing on all 8 cylinders. And like I said, we're touring with a band, and we have Tony's band. We have the Kill Tony band tours with us now.
That's cool.
And he's done a bunch of different band iterations. We had Tony Bennett's band for a while.
What?
And so he did more of like a jazz type style thing. And now he's doing it's rock and roll basically. It's a lot of Elvis. He sounds a lot like Elvis, but he can really sing, man.
Wow.
He's an incredible singer.
He
He's
actually
really
used to be an Elvis impersonator.
That's true.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's when I worked with him. He had just stopped being an Elvis impersonator in Japan.
Yeah. You know,
Really?
he finally told me that full story. I thought he had done it for a while. He only did it for like 4 months.
Really?
And when he got there, he didn't realize he had to do 3 shows a day, 7 days a week. And after the first show, he lost his voice because he was singing. He wasn't used to singing. It was kind of one of those things where the booking agent was like, I need a guy. Can you sing Elvis? And he's like, yeah, I can sing Elvis. And he'd probably been singing it in his shower and in his car. But it's a whole different thing when you have to sing it in front of people.
Use your diaphragm.
Yeah, you got to sing. You got to know what you're doing. But yeah, he did that for a while. But I was thinking about it. It's cool hanging out with him because he got famous at 23 years old.
Yeah.
And back when, if you were on Saturday Night Live, everybody in the world knew who the cast of Saturday Night Live was.
Right.
I can only tell you Colin Jost and Michael Che. I don't know anybody else that's on.
Kenan Thompson.
Yeah, he's been on there
funny.
forever.
He's been maybe
Is he
the longest.
funny?
He makes me. You ever see the skit or the sketch? What's up with that? Where
Yeah.
he's that floors me. And he was funny in the Beavis and Butthead. I don't watch the show. I only see with the
I'll
clips
give you
online.
$1,000 if you can show me something funny that he's done.
$1,000?
$1,000 cash.
Conrad,
that
take
I'm
a
gonna
memo.
borrow. That I'm going to borrow from Rob.
After we do your gig.
yeah. After you do your
We'll just
gig.
you give it to me, I'll give it right
I'm
back.
going to owe you $800 after we do your gig.
That's a great segue. Let's talk about that.
Yes.
Mike Merrifield is here. Rob Breckenridge, 2 Appleton-based stand-up comics, really great comics that have carved out a niche in the industry. Outstanding stuff. What you got? I can't believe, Mike. Like I see. Are we Facebook? Somehow I see your posts. I think I made a request a long time ago. But we've, aside from Pasquale's, we don't really know each other that well. But your stuff, you're all over the place. And I couldn't believe when I reached out to Rob to do this football fundraiser in Marinette. He's like, I'll bring Mike Merrifield. I'm like, the nationally touring headliner is going to open for you in Marinette, Wisconsin at a country. Score. So thank you for doing it. And thank you, Rob, because this is going to be a really fun show.
You should really thank Rob. When he first gave me the offer, he put an extra 0 on the end. And now
That's the only way I got him.
Yeah, he acts like he doesn't know what happened to that other 0.
Well, there were no zeros when I first approached him.
The first offer was no 0.
That was just $8.
$13.50. That's what it was.
So you guys are coming up to Marinette. It's January 31st. The rooms are comped. Let me just say that.
Nice.
But it's a country club in Marinette, a
Fancy.
youth fundraiser. It's a good crowd, and thank you for doing that. But tell us also about, you got a show coming up in the Dells, right?
Do you?
I don't.
I don't. I have no shows coming
Gentlemen,
up.
hold
by
on
the
a
way,
second.
You're looking at my...
The website that hasn't been updated.
I'll bet you that thing hasn't been updated in 5 years.
Oh, man. I was
We
so
can talk
excited.
about that, the stand-up journeyman.
Is this new?
Well, it's new-ish. It's
Okay.
a comedy series that I produced called The Stand-Up Journeyman, and we filmed it at the Meyer Theater.
I love it.
And what was it? North Coast Productions. Those guys were cool enough to come out and film everything.
I put out a clip. I got 1 million views.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah, and
so
then
this is a
during
great lineup. Johnny Boehner, Mike Stanley, and you guys.
Yep.
How
and,
fun.
Well, we had filmed it before the pandemic, and then during the pandemic, with all the free time, is when I put it all together. So it's 4 episodes, and I think it's on Amazon still. It's on Amazon. You have to pay for it on Amazon, but
Okay.
oh, it's worth the
It's
99 cents.
So, all right, we talked about Rob's Dry Bar and Open Bar specials. You can see both of them on YouTube. You've done the San Francisco comedy competition. That's
I
the
did.
premier comedy competition. Right?
That's another thing Rob told me. Speaking of Rob misleading me,
I'm the whipping boy.
he was like, dude, if you make it to the finals in that competition, you got management. Like you'll and then he reads off the list of second place winners, Robin Williams, these people that didn't win, but they became famous. And the last week he said, you go to all the shows that are like in San Francisco or whatever, it's going to be all these industry people. Nobody there. They were like they couldn't get people to be judges. That's the other thing. You should never judge comedy.
Yeah.
So I didn't feel good about the whole thing, but I ended up getting second place.
Second place is amazing because there's
Robin Williams and I both got second place.
It's amazing anyway.
It's been 30 years, and every second place winner has gone on to great things except one.
Is this guy?
That would be me. That would be me. Hey, I like to break a good streak,
When I went to the Montreal Comedy Festival. I was a new face in '97.
That's huge.
Great.
It was.
Nothing like that happens anymore.
Okay, well,
except being on Joe Rogan.
Yeah, well, I never had
or
that.
Kill Tony.
Kill Tony or Joe. That's like the modern version of that. Though.
Yeah, but it was the same thing. It was like, oh, I remember getting picked up at the airport, and there was a manager there, and he's like, oh, you're going to come away with this representation. I was just a Chicago comic, and all these guys get deals and this and that. I left, and I got like one business card.
Yeah.
When I was moving to L.A., I was like, is this a bad sign?
Did I make a mistake?
Yeah. And I knew that he said that. That's not going to happen for me because that's just kind of how things happen sometimes.
Well, it is what it is. You mentioned that I'm doing well, but am I? I mean, I didn't start out to be Rob Schneider's opening comic. You know what I mean? I started out doing this to be Rob Schneider.
It's a good gig,
it's a
though.
good gig.
And you got all this other stuff, too. Mike, you got, and I know you don't need a pep talk from the guy doing radio, but like 2 comedy specials on Sirius XM.
Yeah, I've done some stuff. I used to have a bunch of records and stuff.
You have 7 albums out.
Okay, fine,
Mike,
guys.
you're a funny
I won't
guy.
hang
Come on.
myself. Fine.
I mean, 7 albums, and that's all different material.
Guys, this noose I brought is just for decoration. I wasn't going to use it.
And you know how he got that gig? I mean, you got to be pretty good to get that gig with Rob Schneider. Tell him how you got it.
Oh, thanks to Rob Breckenridge. I got it because Breckenridge is a moron. No, he's not a moron.
It's true.
The quick story is Rob Breckenridge was opening for Rob Schneider at the Epic Events Center, and he just messaged me and said, hey, you want to go up? I'm opening for him, and you'll get to meet him. It'll be cool. So, yeah, that's cool. We go, we kind of watch the show. We don't really watch the show. We're sitting in the green room most of the show, and then we hung out with Schneider for like 3 hours afterwards. And he asked Rob Breckenridge if he was open the next 2 nights because he needed someone to open for him in Springfield, Illinois, and then one other place. Milwaukee and Springfield.
At the Potawatomi.
And Breckenridge says, no, I can't because I'm working at the Skyline the next 2 nights. But my buddy Mike can do it for you, and he can record your show because he works for 800-Pound Gorilla. So
that's right, yeah.
He could record your show for you.
And then right then I felt my stomach drop. What am I saw the words come down, and then I saw all this money go away.
Like, what am I giving this gig away for? And now I'm like best friends with Rob Schneider.
And he looks at me every once. Oh, yeah, you're that guy.
Yeah.
Do you get a taste of that? Do you get 10%? Like,
No.
it's like you're kind of...
He does my reels. He makes my reels.
Yeah, I make
all those TikTok reels.
100. How many? 147.
147. How much do I owe you?
Well, the minimum would be $100 a reel for the production work.
Do all the math.
Yeah, you owe me a lot of money.
But it's not like he got you booked in Marinette.
That's true.
At the end of January.
That's true.
It's not,
See?
And let's not forget, I'm going to owe you money after that gig. That's how little it pays. I'm
laugh.
paying you to do the gig.
Oh, that's so funny. All right, Mike Merrifield and Rob Breckenridge are here in the studio. They are doing, you know when it was? It was the January 20th. I don't know where I saw this. One of your websites. It said January 20th, Cheeseball Show with Rob Breckenridge, Wisconsin Dells.
Yeah,
it must have been on your website.
Man, that was like 2 years ago.
2 years
That's
ago.
gotta be 2 years
You haven't
ago.
touched your website in 2 years.
No, I don't update
And you're
it
doing
'cause-
his reels.
Yeah, I know. And I did some for myself, but then when I didn't become famous after 2 months of doing it, I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. It's a lot of work, man.
Yeah.
I will say that about the young comic, okay? Because when we were young comics, all we had to concentrate on was being funny.
Right.
They have to concentrate on being funny. They have to
Yeah.
know how to use all of the platforms. They got to be able to film their shows, edit their shows. I mean, you got to do so much. Everyone has to have a podcast. There's just so many more requirements.
When we come back, we'll have a few minutes left with these 2 hilarious guys. And I'm going to ask you about the Comedy Cafe if you're part of that whole thing going on. We'll do that after a very short break. It's Pete Schwaba and Nite Lite on the Civic Media Radio Network. If you are a cigar aficionado looking for a one-of-a-kind experience, you need to check out Appleton Cigar, which boasts the largest selection of cigars north of Milwaukee, with over 700 cigars to choose from, in a walk-in humidor with unique house-blended pipe tobacco, as well as the classic pipe flavors for a bit of nostalgia. The Cigar Lounge offers an impressive variety of spirits and cocktails that pair perfectly with a premium cigar. For the full experience, come to Appleton Cigar at 415 College Ave. For more information, go to appletoncigar.com.
With locations in Appleton and Oshkosh, Insight Eye Care has been serving the Fox Valley since 1972, offering comprehensive eye care services. Their doctors also share a special interest in treating chronic dry eye disease, providing specialty contact lenses, and expert pediatric eye care. Find Insight Eye Care on North Sawyer Street in Oshkosh and Chain Drive in Appleton. Improving lives by improving sight with quality eye care for everyone in your family. Insight Eye Care. Visit WIinsight.com to schedule your eye exam today.
Did you know that without bees, you wouldn't have coffee? It's Amanda with another new Wisco 411, here to let you know that an introduction to beekeeping course is on Saturday, January 17th from 8 a.m. till 2:30 p.m., thanks to the Brown County Beekeepers Association. And they're happy to present this introduction to beekeeping because we need the bees. Reserve your spot now if you've ever wanted to learn more about bees or how you can help save them, because we need them, by going to WGBW.FM and clicking events.
Doctors Without Borders is delivering life-saving medical care where it's needed most in communities around the world. From bandaging war-wounded patients in Sudan to providing clean drinking water in Haiti, we're in more than 70 countries worldwide, bringing patients from sick to recovering, from emergency to aid, from crisis to care. This life-saving care is made possible by a global movement of supporters like you. Thank you.
Civic Media.
Reading aloud to children sharpens their listening skills, expands their vocabularies, and nurtures a lifelong love of reading. That's why Reading is Fundamental, the nation's leading children's literacy nonprofit, offers free monthly read-alouds by popular authors through its Rally to Read program. Visit rallytoread.org to watch the read-alouds and discover exciting reading activities for school and home. Visit rallytoread.org today.
Out here in the middle of these acres, it can feel like you're the only person on Earth. That's how it feels when you're struggling with your mental health. But you don't have to feel alone. Find more information at loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health.
Welcome back. This is Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba, a Monday night version. Con, we got another good show tomorrow night. Daniel Rico, producer, will be here. Comedian Olivia Witt. Jason Jerry, the Green Bay Llama. Do you guys heard of this guy?
No,
the Green Bay
no.
Llama? He's like a local community guy. He's kind of all over Facebook. But
Does he like wear a llama costume? I don't understand the llama.
I got to get to the bottom of it. I don't know.
Spits when he talks.
That is the voice of Mike Merrifield and the laugh of Rob Brackenridge, two comedy titans who are in the studio here tonight. You can check out Rob's new special, Open Bar, To Be or No, on YouTube. And Mike Merrifield's got
I also have one,
seven
too.
comedy albums.
I have an open bar as well.
Oh.
What was mine called? Do you remember?
Your Big Break. The Big Break.
The Big Break. Or My Big Break.
My Big Break.
There's like 19 people in the audience. You know, that's exactly how you want to film a special.
Oh, my God. Did you ever were you guys doing stand-up when the Evening at the Improv was still on?
Mm-hmm. Yep. I got passed for it, and then it went out. It went out of business.
The producers saw Rob's name on the list, and they're like, "We don't want to do this anymore."
This guy isn't he from Wisconsin? We have not gotten as low as that. We're not getting a
This is
Wisconsin
going to sound
guy.
weird. That was a goal of mine, was to get on that show, because
That's
I
not
remember
weird at
sitting
all.
in
too.
Marinette watching when I was in high school, and Robin Williams hanging out. They used to do these like little vignettes where they're hanging out outside the club, and it looked like the greatest life ever.
Yeah.
So when I did it, I was thrilled, but I did it at the Santa Monica Club. Same thing. There was like 7 people. It was like the last legs of Evening at the Improv. It was terrible, but it was. I mean, I could say I did it, but it wasn't really a great experience.
Well, you could cut up the clips now and Michael juice it, and it looked like you killed.
I'm actually wondering, because I work for 800 Pound Gorilla Records, and one of our other record labels is what is it, Crown Jewels, and we do all these legacy media things. And one of them we did is I took all of the Evening at the Improvs, and I chopped them up into tracks, and cleaned them by today's standards. Took out a lot of gay bashing back in the day. But I took it, not your set, but I took a lot of things out. I took a lot out, and I packaged them as albums, and they play on Sirius XM and stuff, and Spotify and all that. But yeah, I would have remembered seeing your name. It's possible I did see it though.
Well, like I said, I'm not. And even if you juiced the laugh track, people go, something's not right.
Well, okay, it sounds like there's 8 people now.
Yeah,
well, you didn't do much.
All right.
And Mike actually does. He edits old those things from the 50s. Where they were really.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Roast. I guess
the
they
roast.
were roast.
Yeah, I did a bunch of the roasts.
Fun.
Like in the 50s.
Turn those into records.
Shecky Green.
Because we're all used to the Friars Club roasts, but there was the Kraft roasts as well. Like Kraft that make mac and cheese. Yeah, they sponsored their own series of roasts as well. And then I also did a bunch of them, turned a bunch into records that were never heard before. They were private Friars Club recordings of roasts that they didn't have cameras at and things.
Were they just like filthy?
But they would, it's terrible.
Worse than
you
anything.
You didn't want to be a woman. You didn't want to be a woman at the Friars Club back in the day.
Anyone other than a rich white guy, you know, it's kind of like today.
No, I think they were always.
But they didn't feel guilty about it, or
no,
wasn't as well. Or something.
It was a boys' club. But he had to take out all the racial stuff, and even with Martin, what was the Martin Luther King thing?
Oh my God, Mike Wallace had this interview show in the 50s, and they used to use the old N word. I don't even know if we could say the old one anymore, but that was accepted by everyone back in the day, so they say it a lot. You know, so Mike will be interviewing an actress that happens to be a black actress, and he'll be using the friendlier N-word.
Accepted term. Right. The accepted term.
And some 23-year-old at Sirius XM objected to it and had me take all of those out. All of that particular, which ruins the conversation. You know, he's trying to get insight into it. I would just take it out. So instead of saying, what's it like being a bleep entertainer, he would say, what's it like being an entertainer? Which takes everything away from that question. And then he had Martin Luther King Jr. on, and they asked me to take him saying it out of there. And I go, he's the guy.
If he can't say it.
He's the guy. I'm not going to take that out. He's the guy.
Right.
Like, my gosh, what are we doing? I understand, wanting to be sensitive, but everyone was cool with that one back then. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was unbelievable.
Do you guys have, all right, you can see these guys. If you're in the Marinette area, contact me. I'll try to get you tickets through the head football coach.
It's sold out, is it? Did you say?
It will be. I don't know if
great.
it has yet, but and then you cannot see them, unfortunately, at the Wisconsin Dells for the cheese ball thing.
Oh, you could see me at the Comedy Cabin in Janesville.
Okay.
With Brad Upton.
What?
Oh, Brad's awesome.
Mike, I didn't tell him.
That's okay. No, I looked at the people they're booking. They're booking some pretty big name comics. So.
Brad Upton.
I'm opening for Brad Upton.
Yeah, well, there's exceptions to every rule. It's not always great comics.
He opens for Johnny Mathis. Brad Upton does.
Yep.
Or used to anyway.
I think he still does. Johnny.
He watched the Super Bowl at my apartment in like 1993. Yeah. And then, because we were working together at the Improv, and then I think Paul Gilmartin, another very good friend of mine at the time, invited him over to his house. I think Brad kind of wishes he wouldn't have said yes to me so quick because Paul was just higher on the pay.
Yeah. You're like, can I bring my friend Pete with?
Brad was the first headliner I worked with back in '88. Back in the old days. I'm elderly.
Does your mom approve of your open bar?
Yes, she actually.
Swearing and
she's very supportive. And I'm taking her 95th birthday is next week, and I'm taking her to Florida. Isn't that a good son?
That's a great son. You're fantastic.
They're going to go parasailing.
No, we're going kayaking. She's 95 years old, and swear to God, we're going kayaking with
That's
the
incredible.
Alligators and
Your
the
mom's
manatees.
great.
She's so sharp too. Like
She's incredible.
videos, she like,
I know. I take her to baseball games. We do all kinds of stuff. She's like the son I never had. Really.
Mike Merrifield and Rob Breckenridge. Follow them on all the socials. Check out their specials on YouTube. Bridget from the 818 says, we would go to a restaurant for breakfast on snow days when my kids were in school. That's a good food tradition. Thank you, Bridget. Thank you for all your calls and texts tonight, folks. Thank you to Sherry Stoka. Thank you to Connie Fellman, Mike Clemens, and these two hilarious guys. You guys are awesome. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having us.
All right, we'll be back tomorrow night. On behalf of the lovable producer Conrad, I'm Pete Schwaba saying good night, Wisconsin.